The following program is rated TVMA. Viewer discretion is advised.
Come on. Somebody gotta say this shit.
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 Yeah. Sugar-coated truth. You hear that hum? That's the sound of your future. Being sold. Hey, 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 hey. They the vampires. Concrete giants in the neighborhood rise. Steel box monsters under corporate skies. Politicians smile while they cut the ribbon. Meanwhile, our water's gone. Now who was kidding? Million gallons daily. Watch the rivers dry. Farmers look around asking, tell me why? Kids can't drink, but the servers stay cool. Yes, silicone kings make the laws now, fool. Whole town shaking from the non-stop drone. Buzzing all night, can't sleep in your home. You call it progress? Nah, I call it theft. They take everything and leave us what's left. They the vampires, draining every drop, feeding giant empires while the little people stop. They call it innovation, I call it a crime. Selling out tomorrow for a profit every time. They the vampires, yeah, the engines roar. Rich get richer while the poor get poor. Water for the machines, bills for the crowd. Say it with me now. We're saying it loud. Power grid strain while the prices climb. Average worker paying for it every time. Electric bills high, but they say adapt. Funny how the burden's always on the track. Tax breaks handed out like candy on Halloween. Corporate CEOs living every dream. Main streets hurting, Wall Street's toasting. Politicians tweet while the people keep coasting. Factories close, jobs disappear. AI is the future, that's what we hear. Future for who? That's the question at hand. Cause it sure ain't the worker trying to feed the fam. You hear that hum? That's not progress singing, that's a warning bell. And it's steadily ringing. Communities first, not profit alone. People built this country, don't forget who owns. They the vampires, draining every drop, eating giant empires. While the little people stop, they can build their towers, they can flood the sky. But people got a voice and it ain't gonna die. They the vampires, the truth's on attack. Take the water, take the peace, but we're taking it back. From the farms to the cities, let the message explode. You can't pave the future down a server road. Sugar-coated truth. Question everything, even the machines.
Data vampires. Shit gets deep, folks, and it's gonna get deeper. You see the animated thumbnail. Data do it. AI infrastructure and the end of humanity. I know it sounds clickbaity, don't it? It sounds like a doom scroller's dream, don't it? But it's the truth. It's not a dream. It's a reality that we're all going to deal with. Definitely our children. Our children is going to have to deal with this and all its evil devices that come with it. Data do it. AI infrastructure and the end of humanity. Look, this is a podcast that's 3 weeks. Yeah, this was maybe 4 in the making. So many things came up, this is not going to be my favorite podcast to do. but I think it's going to be one of my most important podcasts to do. So with that being said, I am Irk the Nerve, aka Mr. Somebody. Everybody, somebody got to say this shit. Look, we're in the thick of it, folks. And the genie is coming out of the bottle super fast. We can't put the cap back on because it's here. It's here now. And we're going to have to deal with it. That'll do it. AI infrastructure and the end of humanity. Now understand, I have been preparing for this podcast for a very long time. 3 to 4 weeks. And we're here now. So with that being said, I ain't alone. I have been reaching out to my partners to help me do the research on this topic. And this is a serious one. I'm telling you, it's serious. Now, we know the truth. Data centers have been here since the beginning of social media. But what we are seeing now is mega centers, mega data centers. And you should ask yourself, what are these mega data centers for? It's for AI, folks. AI is here, and I'm not talking about the little fucking bullshit apps they give you in your app stores. No. I'm not even talking about Chat GPT, Grok, and all them other motherfuckers. I'm not talking about them either. I'm talking about big deal AI. AI coming for your jobs. AI coming to a battlefield near you. AI for mass surveillance. But before we get to that, let's just talk about how these massive, super mega data centers are affecting us now. Again, I have not researched this topic alone. I have researched this topic with my partners who have been ready to drop this information on you. And it needs to be known. This shit is serious. So to help me bring this information out, my man, Wowski.
Yo. What it is.
Man, that'll do it. That'll do it. I'm telling you. It's a play. Yeah. I'm an MC. I'm an MC in heart. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to try to fuck with words. You know what I'm saying? And do my little thing with it. But I thought the title in context was clever. So I named it Data Do It, AI Infrastructure and the End of Humanity. Again, we have been planning this for about 3 weeks. Yes?
Yep. That's a fact. And before we get into it, talking about you being an MC, that intro song was dope as fuck. Who did that?
Well, that was I was looking for a song that fits the mood of the conversation. So I went on YouTube, which is also Google, Meta, and all that data centers. And found that song, Sugar Coated Truth, on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel. Subscribe if you want to. I like the song myself, so I figured it fit the mood of the conversation. So
yeah, I think I don't think there was a more fitting song to start this show off with. And I'll give you a little love real quick, man. I like what you did with the new intro video to Somebody Gotta Say This Shit. That's slick. Looks good, my friend.
I appreciate that. Yeah, cool. Man. Just trying to figure out new ways and new modes in order to bring the content. This is real content creation. We're bringing up topics. We're presenting topics that matter to all humanity, and presented it in a way that's creative, very thought out, and making sure that we reach as many people as we can with this information. So I'm doing everything I can to make sure that it's eye-catching, and everything that comes with it, man. So I appreciate the love on that, man. But we got some shit to talk about.
Oh yeah, we do. That is a fact. This is really this is taking me down some avenues that I didn't ever honestly think that I would go down or believe with this one, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie, and I know how you are about things like this, and I agree most of the time and appreciate, but I'm telling you, man, it's kind of hard to look at all this and really look at it in the salvation of humanity when it comes to all this shit, and not go a little scripture with it, a little biblical. It's very anti-Christish.
Yeah. And if you don't go the biblical route, you can definitely say is anti-humanity. Because when we show you this shit and all its horror, you will ask yourself, why in the fuck are we building all of these data centers? So with that being said, there's we got another one of my partners popping up a little later on. He should pop in any minute now, but we're going to continue on with the subject matter again. Data do it. AI infrastructure and the end of humanity. What are we talking about when we talk about data centers? Well, I got a video for that, and I'm going to start it off with this.
What is a data center? A data center houses rows of computers and equipment for storing, processing, and transmitting data. They typically have few windows and extra security, including cameras and sometimes biometric screening. The computers need a lot of electricity to operate and to keep the equipment from overheating. That also requires more electricity and huge amounts of water for elaborate air conditioning. The International Energy Agency says one large data center uses the same amount of electricity as it takes to power 400,000 electric cars. Tech companies are increasingly using their data centers to train and operate artificial intelligence systems. Training an AI model to learn from huge amounts of data requires additional computing power. Conventional data center services run on processors known as CPUs. AI relies on graphics processing units, or GPUs. The IEA estimates that asking OpenAI's ChatGPT to compose an answer requires nearly 10 times as much electricity as a traditional Google search. Amazon, Microsoft, and Google have all announced plans to tap into nuclear energy to help power their US data centers. They've also helped finance new wind and solar farms and other alternative energy sources. In the near term, however, most data centers are still heavily reliant on the surrounding electricity grid, which is largely powered by burning fossil fuels, the primary cause of global warming. This is making it harder for some countries and tech companies to keep their promises to address climate change.
Sounds like a major sales pitch, don't it?
Yeah, it sounds to me like all those go green human people, anti-fossil fuel, anti-nuclear power, are dead or bought and paid for. Because where the fuck are you with your protest? Where's your picket lines? What? You wanted to get rid of 87 Chevys, but you're just going to turn a blind eye to that? All the electric, all the water. They're even talking about using nuclear power to run it. What? Where are these fucking people at? You were worried about cows farting.
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago.
What was that? Methane from cows' ass?
Yeah, so cows farting was a problem. Data centers, no problem. Like nobody. Where are y'all at? That's crazy to me. That was, well, it's not crazy to me, but that selective outrage is just always hilarious to me. Like, people were really like getting in fights with their families, going up against cattle farmers, all this shit. And now these data centers are popping up everywhere. And the funny thing is, the same corporations that were funding those goofy shits that were going green and all that bullshit, save the planet, these motherfuckers tried to get rid of plastic straws for sea turtles. And now we got data centers popping up left and right, sucking up all the clean water, running out more electric than anybody's ever seen. Talks of powering it with nuclear power plants. Not a fucking picket sign one.
Yeah. It makes you ask, where are all the environmentalists? Where are all the climate change protesters? Where are all the like you said, the Go Green crew? Where are they at? Because,
and I don't want to hear shit about a conservative. I don't want to hear shit about a conservative being in office, because normally when people go and protest and have picket signs, it's in opposition to the party that's in the seat. So I don't even want to hear that shit.
Yeah, because it you know, when
I hate to say it, where's the Democrats? Where the fuck's the liberals? Where are you? This is the war drum you all have been beating. You all are the ones who want to get rid of cow ass. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, let's just be honest. When we first heard of a climate change activist, it was in protest to policies that were written by the opposing party, and we know what that is. But and then it gets hyper political. You see picket signs and pitchforks all over the streets, but where are all the fucking climate extremists? Where are all the climate activists now that we have mega data centers going up? And we're going to show that there's major reasons why they should be speaking out. And Jay Wall, and my man AP, we understand why they're not speaking out as well.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, like it's like it was, I don't know, really just me shitting on them, because I do know why they're not out in the streets right now. You know, they're agent provocateurs, and they're not being paid and sent to provoke at the moment. But if there was ever a time where I could actually rally behind you hitting the streets in protest, it would be now. Because if you're worried about a plastic straw and a sea turtle, what do you think sea life is going to look like when the rivers and lakes are dry? Fish can't live in dirt, motherfucker.
Yeah. And the fact that they're using a large percentage, a huge percentage of our drinking water, our bathing water, our water, period, because every drop of water that has ever existed on the planet is still here. Don't ever get it twisted. 99.99999% of every drop of water that has ever hit this planet is still here in some shape, form, or fashion. That water belongs to every creature on the planet that needs it. And guess what? We human beings need water. We need water. And that's one of our major points when it comes to this topic, because there's massive amounts of water being used.
You know what's crazy? I had a thought, and I have no research to back this up. But I know you've been seeing the videos and stuff over the past couple years, at least. All the extra like flooding around the world, all the extra rain. Have you seen any of this? You know what I'm talking about? So, my thought is it really like extra rain and shit because the climate's fluctuating and all this shit that they say, like polar vortexes or what have you? Or is it weather manipulation by the people who are backing and involved in funding data centers to bring more water to make sure they don't dry shit up so they can keep running their data center? Now, like I said, I have no text or studies to go off of this, but it was just awful. It seems awful convenient that at the time where it seems like places are getting more water and more rainfall than ever before, at the same time that we have data centers that are sucking dry more water than's ever been needed for anything ever in history.
Yeah, because we got to understand, folks, that this information affects everyone. Data centers are going up everywhere. Everywhere.
I love that we, good old America, have, of course, we have the most.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
And we get hundreds more as the count goes up. I got my man AP in the back who's gonna come up on stage with us to break this shit down. AP!
Man, what's really good, y'all?
What up, man?
Nothing good about this information, but how you been, man?
Oh, God.
How long has it been? It's been a long time coming.
How long has it been? Listen.
Since we were supposed to do this fucking podcast right here. Data, do it.
That's okay. You know what? That is I, with a simple fact. I know personally how hard on your end you worked on this shit. I did what I could to contribute to the information, all right?
Yes, sir.
Jay Wall's in the whip riding dirty with us, you know, so
yeah, man.
The unholy trinity is complete. Let's fucking get it.
Yes, sir. I say, man, let's start breaking this shit down. Because, I mean, the shit is fucking crazy when we talk about the data centers. J-Wall was just pointing out that, you know, there's been mass amounts of displacement due to water all over the world. Flooding, tsunamis, hurricanes that turn fucking whole town valleys into rivers, which recently happened in what say is that North and South Carolina,
Yeah, Texas.
Texas.
Shit,
Yeah, a
Kentucky.
lot of Texas.
Shit,
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
They were opening dams to make sure towns flooded in Kentucky.
Mm.
They flooded
Fuck.
Frankfurt on purpose, which I'm sure
Fuck
AP's not
Texas.
mad about.
No, I'm definitely the horror. Like I'm so despondent about Frankfurt getting flooded. You know, and on a personal note, for the flooding, I'm getting this one in. Fuck Texas. Y'all the most overrated motherfuckers ever as a state, all right? One, your barbecue's overrated as fuck. Two, y'all talking about y'all not part of the South. You would be the westernmost southern state. Yet all you motherfuckers fail geography talking about y'all ain't part of the South. And more importantly, how the fuck is Texas gonna talk about they ain't part of the South? Because like I told the bitch ass motherfuckers when I was down there a year back, y'all just as many slaves as any other fucking southern state. So don't tell me about Texas is not a southern state. Fuck y'all.
Yeah. And how can you not be a southern state? How can you not claim to be a southern state when you're literally connected to Mexico, the country directly south of America? What?
Shit.
I went to Texas in the 90s, man.
It's funny
Hey, fuck
that
them.
it's funny that you're speaking. Both of you guys are speaking about Texas because Texas is one of them states where they have too many fucking data centers.
Oh yeah, everybody
we'll
was
talk about that.
everybody was so happy when Elon moved to Austin.
and Donald Trump promoted mega data center is being built in Texas that we have talked about before on other podcasts. The Stargate data center that is promoted by Donald Trump, DJT, is in Texas. But I digress.
Stargate, aka mass surveillance.
Or another name for the fucking Terminator fucking Cyberdyne.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is very serious on a mass scale. Let's get to the water consumption aspect of this real quick. So if we could camera down.
I heard a Terminator reference.
Yep, you did. So we're going to camera down so it makes the font and the header more visible to the audience. But AI data centers consume 264 billion gallons of water in 2025 as drought hits nearly 63% of the United States. The United States is currently in a drought. You may not know that. The viewer, the common viewer, and we ain't talking about 80s cocaine or nothing like that. But we're talking about
never mind, my bad.
Well, we're talking about that we are currently in a water drought for the entire country, I should say. But I'm going to read this again. AI data centers consume 264 billion gallons of water in 2025.
So, do you have the number as of 2025? How many data centers was in America at that time?
So right now, for 2025, because understand,
Right.
as we show this graphic right here it says what 4,000 my bad, 4,287 data centers. And this is a 2026. This is a 2026 prediction, but we have 5,000. I looked it up earlier today. We have 5,300 data centers total. Now look, in 2025, as a reference, we had 3,960.
So those 300, 960 as of 2025 by the numbers you found.
This graphic is from 2025. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. So that 3,960 data centers in the U.S. as of 2025, by your numbers, these are the ones who consume 265 billion gallons of water. Okay. I'm just trying to keep up. My bad.
Yeah, and that's, we're gonna go ahead and consider that drinkable water. We're gonna go ahead and put that in the drinkable water usage. All right. So water that can be consumed by humans. Again, every drop of water that has ever existed on the planet is still here. It's all of it is still here. Okay. Now, what I'm saying is that the data centers are drinking water at a rate that is dangerously high, because in this graphic that was made in 2025, we have 3,960 data centers just in. Somebody got some sound in the background. So we got 3,960 data centers in the United States alone. Great Britain has 498. Germany has 470. This is a world problem, folks. This is a world problem. China has 365. China always trying to be poetic. France has 335. Canada has 285. Fuck Canada. Ireland, which is very surprising, has 275. I mean, surprising due to okay, so I understand the corporations, which AP I'm sure is going to touch on later. Funding for these data centers is very important. Every fucking multi-conglomerate, every fucking every company and corporation that's on the S&P, on the index, on the Dow Jones Industrial, every company's trying to go AI. All of them are trying to go AI. So these are all the countries from the 2025 projections that are drinking up our motherfucking water. All of them. And I know I don't want to turn this into a motherfucking science class, but I understand. I understand condensation and evaporation and shit. Like every drop of water that is on Earth within our planet spheres Every drop of water is potentially drinking water. Yes, even salt water. You know how? Because when salt water gets heated up enough to evaporate, it goes into a cloudous form and goes over fucking Iowa and Wisconsin, Wyoming, and starts to fucking rain. And that rain gets filtered out by minerals, i.e. rocks, through fucking creeks, rivers, and waterfalls and other ways of filtration. It becomes absolutely drinking water. That's just the circle way of doing it. That's just the circle of life, the way of doing it. So every drop of water on the planet is potentially water that is drinkable to human beings and other species on the planet. With that being said, these are all the fucking data centers that are now drinking. We just getting into the 5,000s, baby. How many more do we need? That should scare you if you don't know that number, because I don't know it. It scares me.
And my thought is too, think about this. So pretty much damn near every country has multiple data centers. And all these data centers are going to create the same issue in every country. Water shortage. So then if you think back a few years, was the global pandemic really just a worldwide exercise in how to control, manipulate, and round up all of your citizens across the globe?
Yes, we've already spoken on that. Absolutely.
But my thought is, at first, I was thinking, I thought then that was a beta test for a real serious outbreak or real like a world war maybe. But I think really it's going to be from civil unrest from water shortage.
Yeah,
that's what it. I think that's exactly what the beta test was.
So, do you remember in the early 2000s? I'm sure AP also remembers. Do you remember in the early 2000s, all the celebrities came together for a water initiative called Water for Life? Jay-Z was really big on water for life. If you got a chance, if you got a device beside you that won't mess you up from being on live stream, look up Water for Life. It was a campaign that was promoted on MTV, huge on MTV. It was the start of the celebrity climate activists. And water was a big deal. The politicians and the celebrities. Jay-Z was, like I said, look it up. Jay-Z was huge on this campaign that was known as, and I quote, Water for Life. And the reason why I bring it up is because everything when it comes to corporations, when it comes to politicians, when it comes to these organizations that only function by the motor and the engine of the people, they will always do these fucking beta tests on us. Even if the fucking pandemic was real and completely not engineered, which I beg to differ, they're still collecting the data. They're collecting the numbers. They're collecting the research and how the population deals. Of course, there are think tanks that do this. There are whole $1 billion think tanks. Coca-Cola has a think tank. You know what I'm saying? And they target all of us. You know what I'm saying? And that's with every company. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I think all of this shit is mass manipulation in order to see the movements of individuals and mass populations in order to control their movements. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Jay Wall. But the thing is, when you got all these, so we can assume that each data center for each country, there's a corporation behind it. There's a corporation behind these data centers. You know what I'm saying? And within these data centers, these corporations are looking to make more money. And if that's the case, then they're going to, I think they're going to think that they're going to want more data centers. So again, from 2025 to 2026, we've doubled in America alone has doubled in data centers. That number says 4,287. We have 5,300 data centers now from today's date. When we talk about water consumption and what this does, the effects of the water. Okay, so going back to the point that our water is now being filtrated through thousands of fucking data centers, and the water is going to come back to us. So let's have a look at what this water looks like.
This is the current drinking water in Morgan County, Georgia. Right after a data center was constructed, the metadata center was constructed, the only difference between the clean water and this was that data center. I have another one as well. So this wasn't just one well. These wasn't just one family's situation. This is what the drinking water now looks like next to that data center. And I think both of us can agree that neither one of these things are drinkable. These families now have to ship, in a rural area, have to ship water to their house in order to cook and bathe themselves. Now, I'm curious if the EPA plans any investigations on how data centers are affecting water quality and availability. I understand what you said about the rule, but are there going to be any open investigations on this issue?
So as soon as I get back to the office, I will be looking into exactly what you've just talked about, because anywhere, whatever type of construction it is a priority to ensure that water quality standards established by EPA are being met. And so we'll be looking into that certainly.
When I get back to the office, I'll look into it. Why wouldn't you have known that before they built the data center?
Oh, she knew.
And my thing is this:
if she didn't know.
Hats off to old girl. What's her name?
Congresswoman Cortez.
Yeah, hats off to her for actually bringing that to light. Which, who knows what vile manipulation that is on the back end, because she's obviously part of the establishment. But I would have taken that jar of dirty ass water, set it next to that EPA bitch, and took her clean bottle of water and be like, here, if you're thirsty, drink what these fucking people in this rural town have to drink. When I get back to the office, I'll look into it. What, bitch? What?
No, hey, you dropped that. Hey, you got to say that. Hey, P, you still with us, man? Okay, so I don't know what's going on with the sound. J-Wall, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you got to say everything. You got to say everything you were saying all over again, because your sound dropped out.
Oh,
When
funny how that is.
when you was talking about Congresswoman Cortez.
Yeah, which, hats off to her for bringing that up, but at the same time, just knowing who she is and who pays her, I'm sure she's not, I'm sure.
She's definitely an establishment puppet, but we can continue.
Yeah.
All politicians are. But
I think the most disturbing part about that is she's sitting there next to them jars of that terrible, dirty water that those poor people in that rural town have running through their house now, while the lady from the EPA who's going to check into it has a nice, clean bottle of drinking water next to her. I would have walked that jar over to her and took her bottle of water and be like, take a sip. I want you to do what Barack Obama acted like he did in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah. Or what Kamala Harris acted like she did when the scamdemic was going on.
Yeah,
you absolutely did take that jab in the arm. Out of here.
Yeah, since obviously the EPA's already allowed these things to be built, run, and is already sucking out water and spitting out this nasty shit. Obviously, you all already signed off on it being okay to send this to people's houses. So I'm gonna need to watch you drink this.
So we have water. We have water that we have our water because it's ours. Yes, we may pay water bills, but the water that is on, show me the motherfucker that the water belongs to.
Yeah.
If you can't show me that motherfucker, then it belongs to everyone. And if that's the case, our water is now being filtrated through a fucking technological cooling system for AI data centers. What the fuck is going to be in our water in the future? What in the fuck? Now that our fucking water is being filtrated through thousands of high-tech HVAC systems, and there are more data centers to come. What the fuck is in those jars of fucking water that Congresswoman Cortez was fucking holding? What is that shit inside of the water?
Yeah. My thing is, it's just laughable for you to be.
I want to chime in on the water situation as a whole real quick.
Okay, but hit your what's the name of for the graphics? Camera down. Camera down for the graphics. I can't hear you. Oh, AP.
My camera's down.
Man, you better go sit on your neighbor's porch and jack their Wi-Fi.
Your camera's not down. I'm looking right at you. See, now you're
now you're buffering.
Now you're buffering. Damn it, AP. What's going on, man? Yeah, filtration in the water. What the fuck is in the water?
I just think it's so hilarious, though, that the lady from the EPA is like, oh, well, now that I see that, I'm going to look into it. Bitch, it's the EPA. You all should have known this and done the background research before they built the motherfucker. Like, how are you just going to slide past that like it wasn't your job in the first fucking place? That's just like Donnie T saying that they're gonna expose the fucking Epstein files. No, you're not.
Exactly.
No, you're not. You're not. There's no perp walk. You're not draining the swamp. These motherfuckers are just so full of shit. This is exactly why the only thing I watch on TV now is wrestling. At least I know. I know it's fucking. They're not even trying to act like it's not a storyline anymore.
It's entertainment for those who like to be entertained and not lied to at the same fucking time. A professional wrestler is true and true in everything he do, in everything she do, because they go up there, those fucking jumps off the fucking top rope and splashing down on your motherfucking back. That ain't fake.
Hell no.
A motherfucking clothesline would be with a fucking thick ass fucking heavy ass forearm, and you know what I'm saying, and clobbering me to the fucking canvas. That shit's not fake. It takes it takes athleticism and ability in order to do that shit. But these fucking politicians tell you that they're doing work for your benefit. No.
I mean, at least if you're gonna make me watch that shit, take the lady from the EPA out. Take the lady from the EPA out and put Brock Lesnar in a goddamn fucking white jacket. All right, at least I'll be somewhat entertained over the bullshit.
Hey, all right. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. Never had a problem like this, but it should be good. I just want to chime in overall because I love what y'all been talking about this water situation. I just want to add to it real quick.
Yeah, I want you to talk your ass off on this one. Yeah, you good. We can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. So with 5,000 and some change data centers in the U.S., obviously
5,300
leads the world in the most data centers within this country. Yes.
Yes. Within the on the planet. Yes.
Let's round up 5,400. 5,400. Yeah. But I'm saying we have the most in this country.
Sure as hell do, boy. America.
Of course, the water situation in general. Because, I got a couple of local connections. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I got a couple of local connections I want to discuss later. But the overall general picture, last year, close to 30.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It did it again. Hey, P, fix your fucking Wi-Fi.
Yeah, man. You gonna have to buff him scratches.
Shit.
AP gonna have to buff the scratches out of his American Online disc.
This is fucking insane. I'm trying to. Hey, we have been waiting to do this right here. The flow is kind of getting thrown off. Come on, AP, work with us now.
Okay, 3,800 data centers in the U.S. used 265 billion gallons of water last year. And they added another 2,400 and some change total. Okay. Data centers, AI, and when you talk about the impact on water, this is the new arms race. Fuck the Cold War in the 80s, man. Let's fucking go.
See? And that's exactly what it is. It's the AI.
Wait. Hold on. The argument is fair as far as the water filtering technology. From the dirtiest, swampiest alligator field, dead body, ex-wife field, swamp, they can filter the shit out of that water. Because the level of water that is required for these data centers, when you're talking about purity, cleanliness, usage, overall, and especially dealing with when it comes to the key and the water, human contact. All right. You can literally consume it. You can literally use it to clean yourself, to to clean objects, whatever, whatever. Okay. To keep those generators going. Because everybody needs more data. Okay. I'm telling y'all, with all these high-tech companies financing these data centers, the water aspect, it is soon going to become, like everything else, another case of the have and the have-nots. Capitalism will rule. The powers that be are starting and will continue to hoard the water supply and the effect that will have on the common folk.
I agree. Because so now it goes back to my question: who owns the water? If you can't point out one motherfucker that owns the water on this planet solely, then that means the water belongs to all of us. And we should have a say on how our water is being consumed, used. Now, I get it. This is coming from a species that shits in this water. Yes, we shit in our water. We we do horrible things to water itself. We do horrible shit to water itself. The things that we do, but we also do great things with water. We use water and if we use water in the correct and precise form, we can grow shit with water. You can use water to make great soups and great fucking meals. That's what we do as a species.
Quit using water to make your soups. Use broth.
Okay, but as a chef, you know what I'm saying. Water is used, and this is the importance of campaigns that were done in the early 2000s.
It's not coincidence.
It's not Thank you. And
I'm gonna add to that because Jaywalk. You know how we do. Live or the replay, it's gonna be some real stupid motherfuckers checking this shit out. So I'm gonna speak as slowly as I can for these cocksuckers. Y'all don't mind real quick. To add to the water point, it's not coincidence, because we bounced off coincidence, that us, Homo sapien, as an organic species, our body is composed of 90% water. The planet we live on.
Oh my God.
75% water.
Why, as soon as you said that, the fucking Matrix popped in my head?
Water. Water. We
plugged into the fucking. We're in the goddamn.
It's just common sense. We are a hydrated ass species.
We're in the goddamn fucking AI, fucking robotic, fucking fetus bag, and they're fucking plugged into the fucking system.
Unfortunately, the tech guys, when you talk about the water filtration systems and Miss EPA and the comparisons of the water, there is no denial for the last part of 40 years. Public-owned utilities. So when you talk about, let's say, they dropped the ball. They've dropped the ball. They've dropped the ball.
Man, hold on. So if we're talking about, you said EPA? Is that what you're saying? The EPA?
Water comparisons,
bro. So look,
Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Public utilities as a whole.
You have
I
politicians
will use water
running.
companies as an example.
You have politicians running
They've
the
been dropping the
environment.
ball. Listen, they've been dropping. Listen, they've been dropping the ball as far as what they charging us for water, and giving us poor quality water.
Exactly.
These are facts.
The government runs
Whether you like data
controls
centers or not,
the
whether you
government
like data centers
controls
or not,
water.
as far as the water. Yeah, but I'm saying as far as the water part of this conversation, you cannot argue with the facts and how the high finance level of technology can turn the shittiest swamp water into the most glorious substance on the fucking planet. Let's go.
And hey, Wowski, you still with us?
That can be part of the argument for a bigger push.
You keep going in and out. Keep going in and out, AP. You're killing me. You are killing me with this shit. So, water itself is vital. I'm just going to speak to my species. I'm just going to speak to my species. Humanity. Water is crucial to our survival. Entire civilizations have collapsed. Dude, I'm a history. I'm a history fanatic. I'm a history buff. I love it. I love history. I love especially human history. Anything that has ever happened to humans, I think I know about it. You know what I'm saying? So there have been whole civilizations wiped out due to the fact they had very little fucking water. Aqueducts were built without modern day machinery and technology. Going through entire fucking whole countries from one mountain to a fucking dry, burned fucking province in Sicily. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Thank you for the Moors. But anyway, your history lesson.
Thank you to the Moors. But at the same time, this is the truth of it all. We need water. And if we're willing to allow corporations to use our environment to build these fucking noise makers, these fucking heat makers, these fucking environment destroyers to take all of our fucking water, then what the fuck are we here for? What the fuck are we here for? And you're gonna be asking yourself, what the fuck are we here for? A whole lot more as we go on with this fucking presentation. Cut off your camera, AP.
Hey, one last I guess point as far as the water part of this conversation.
Cut off your camera, AP.
Oh, my bad. My fault, the graphics. One last part shot I got for this water conversation. The information is there. Now cities, local governments, they're trying to rise up against the advancement and proliferation of these data centers of their communities. Yet, you know who's been quiet as fuck, particularly when you talk about the water actually being a cog in the wheel of the overall environmental aspect of these data centers. You know who's been quiet?
Who?
Those hemp sandal wearing wheat germ smoothie drinking. Hold on.
Yeah, you
Captain
came in
Planet. No, let me do it. Let me do
you
it.
came in late on it. you
do
went
it.
to the party.
No,
JY already pointed that out.
All right, well, I'm gonna piggyback off J-Wall real quick. I got my reel because
And he did it again.
all this water.
Help me out,
Wait,
Walski.
all this water, all this water, all this effect on the environment that these things have. From the first piece of ground that's broke on the site to the completion of this thing, and operations are fully functional. You hemp, sandal wearing, wheat germ smoothie drinking, Captain Planet cosplay ass, Greenpeace hoodie wearing ass, environmentalist, tree hugging motherfuckers. Y'all ain't had shit to say, and I know why y'all ain't had the shit to say, because you cocksuckers as far as those mega organizations, y'all done already got y'all payoff off top. They skimming off the top. Fuck it.
Yeah. We've talked about the fact that geoengineering is a real thing. It's happening. And there is no motherfucking protest, Greenpeace, pro climate activists, keep the environment, climate change motherfuckers out on the street.
Where's all you punk ass NASA motherfuckers? What happened to y'all?
They're not talking about geoengineering. And geoengineering is a real thing. So they don't speak on it. And the fact that, yes, data centers all across the nation are being protested against because there's a water aspect. There is a environmental aspect of these data centers. There is absolutely a heat, listen to me, a heat aspect of this whole thing, because data centers create heat domes. Remember the water. They need water to cool thousands of servers in one building. They need an elaborate technological fucking HVAC system in order to cool these data centers that never stop. They're constantly running. They're constantly collecting data.
My thing is too, like, I may have missed it, which is possible. But when these things first started getting built, and it was obvious they're gonna need this water, it was gonna filter through and spit out some nasty muckety muck that nobody really wants to drink or bathe in. Who signed off on that? Where was the vote? Where was the initiative to be like, is this a thing we can do or not a thing we can do? Yeah. This is what it'll be, the checks and balances. Like, where was there any of that? Where was that at? Is that in one of those black folders that was stacked on Donald Trump's desk and he just signed an executive order that we're just gonna do it any fucking way? Like, where was like the EPA lady? Like, oh, I'll look into it now. To look into that jar. Like, well, bitch, who said it was a good idea in the first goddamn place? Like, who decided to greenlight this and have over 5,000 of them just run amok through the country already? Like, who the fuck greenlit this whole thing? Or was it just a big corporate situation where they're like, we're going to buy the land, we're going to build it, we're going to do it, and that's what it is, and fuck off if you don't like it. I mean, is that just what happened?
Well,
There's a two-part answer to that question, J-Wall.
So let me go first. Let me say this real quick.
Do you think
your vote was bought and paid for decades ago and usurped by the corporate lobby? The corporate lobby owns your vote. You don't have a fucking say. Where are all these data centers built? In wide rural areas, rural counties, rural country land. Why are all these data centers being built in rural counties? Because there's going to be very little pushback by very few people that live in these rural areas, especially if you give them a fucking cash, a check, throwback. Give them a little sad money. Hey, you gonna do this? Put this in your motherfucking field. Since you haven't been growing corn or fucking tobacco for years, you haven't had cattle on this fucking 90-acre fucking plot for years. Here, we're gonna give you a fucking.
Do y'all remember the movie Aaron Brockovich with Julia Roberts? It was she was like some kind of like low end fucking I think she's like a paralegal or some shit. And these family lived by this big like fucking electrical conductor or like a fucking some kind of like factory. Basically, at the end of the day, everybody was getting like cancer and getting sick. Well, she looked into it for these poor people. Come to find out, it was in fact due to the factory. They took it to fucking trial. Everybody told her, bitch, you're some fucking no-name paralegal. Like, who gives a fuck? Anyway, long story short, she ended up winning. All those people got paid big time money for that shit. And then I think the fucking thing ended up like, they got rid of the fucking factory at the end of it. It was all kumbaya, everything's good. I mean, your granny still got cancer, but she's driving a Bentley. You know what I mean? So with that, my thought is this, like, oh my God. So with that, my thought is this, like, okay, so, well, they said, fuck y'all, we're going to do it anyways. We're going to give you a little payout to build this thing. Is there, I'm assuming they signed some contract saying, well, your water's going to be dirty as fuck, and eventually there's going to be no water, but here's your check now. Or, like, is that the play, I would imagine? Or can these people backdoor and sue the fuck out of these corporations and take them down in a sense financially, because now, bitch, I can't drink my water. I can't take a bath in my water. Or is it kind of like the motherfuckers who took the stabby jabby and like Pfizer and Moderna who had it in their fucking paperwork where if you take this, you cannot sue me no matter what mRNA fucking gamma ray potion we just put in you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so can people sue the fuck out of these places and cash in and take them down? Or did they sign something like, well, yeah, here's a couple $100,000 and your drinking water's fucked for the rest of eternity? Like, you know, is there any, where's the checks and balances? Or is there not any? Because if there's not any, I'm going to start selling cocaine again.
There's no balance. I don't have a problem selling cocaine again. I'm good.
But what I'm saying is, like, can these people can these people get their 12 white folks and take that shit to trial or not? Like, where are they at with, like, what's the legality for this shit?
And the thing is, okay, so now we're going into the personage of corporations. The personage of corporations and the ability to sue a corporation for their deeds. And we all know how these billion dollar a year corporations are highly protected by government sanctions and policies and bills written into effect to protect companies, especially the multi-billion-dollar companies and corporations. So, I mean, yeah, maybe that's a possibility in order, but how long do we have to wait in order to make those laws go into effect for the people? How dirty and mucky and digitized does our water have to be in order for us to get a settlement? You know what I'm saying? How many data centers does it take in order to give humanity a fucking a provable case that could be seen by the Supreme Court?
Okay, so all y'all have pieces because there's no one answer to that question. All y'all, everyone,
and y'all right.
Okay, but I'm saying
companies needed data
everybody
centers.
is offered.
The climate change.
Everyone
holds,
is offered.
yeah. The climate change holds
everyone
at the moment. Companies needed data centers.
Yeah. And honestly, to answer mine and AP's question of where's the fucking hippy dippy liberals at on this, I guess we've seen it with Congresswoman Cortez. After the fucking fact, she takes a dirty jar of water up there and says, "What's up with this?" That's what we got from the liberals.
But look, seriously, I mean, poor man. Both of you guys offered key pieces, key components to answer the question why. In this regard, all right. Hopefully, my point adds to it. You're not going to get no legislative pushback, because, like both of y'all pointed out, the lobbyists, the lawmakers, both sides, Democrats, Republicans, everybody's already gotten their check up front. Everyone's already gotten their kickback, and then you think about Trump and his boys and the cryptocurrency robbery they've been pulling off. You don't think they ain't gonna invest part of that shit in all this AI and make all the shareholders fucking happy?
You know what they should have done? They should have made Epstein Island one mega data center and just sucked the water out of the ocean around the island.
Where and it's funny because I did watch
that would have been some social justice, you know what I mean?
It's funny you brought that up because I actually watched the entire for the first time ever. I watched that whole Top Dome we did. That shit, man. Woo, yeah. But seriously, you're not gonna get no legislative pushback. You know, it's not coincidence we talk about rural areas because rural areas geographically have what? Bigger water reserves, closer location to them. You really think, okay, just a simple basic concept of what is known as infrastructure, you can't set shit up like this in an urban setting that has low water supply, low access to massive amounts of water you need to operate these cocksuckers. It's not that hard to figure out.
And that's
why the crazy thing, if you think about this, think about how many summers we went, and we went a couple weeks without rain, and they're like, "Don't water your flowers."
Yeah.
Don't fill up your swimming pool. They're like, they were telling, they were even saying like, if like somebody drunk, if some government official, I guess a police officer would be probably the one, walks past, you're watering her petunias, she's and like, oh, but also the same government's going to build a data center in your town and suck all the people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying
we literally had people going to jail because they were fucking they were literally capturing water. They were catching water coming from their fucking storm drains and collecting it We had literally had people going to jail for collecting water from their storm drains.
I actually seen that video.
Yeah, dude. Back when I was young, one of my mom's friends was on the news for watering her fucking yard during a drought. They're like, "Look at this evil bitch. She hates your kids."
That is so fucked up.
Oh my.
Yeah, they put her on the fucking news in Lexington about that shit when I was like, when I was like 13 years old.
But
no one. Well, I'm just saying, reminding these people, the United States leads the world in the most data centers in its country.
Yeah, and
the massive
and there is no regulation. Point out?
That's more of my point.
There's no regulation.
Okay, that's what
point out the politician.
No.
Hold on. Point out the politician that's going to write policy against $1 billion corporation to limit their fucking data center growth.
None. And I explain to you why.
There is none.
Dude, we better hope and pray that Aquaman shows up.
You know why? I was waiting on that. I swear.
Hey, it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because now that we're talking about data centers, these data centers go the extra mile when it comes to innovation and what can be done. China putting data centers in the ocean floor, the South China Sea, to cut energy use and water demand over traditional data centers. China is putting data centers underwater, my bros. Check this shit out real quick.
Wow.
Hold on.
You know what's crazy if you think about that though? You couldn't do that south of America, my friend. You couldn't do that like at all. Think about all the kilos of cocaine that come through the water. If you heated up that water, it would be cracked by the time it made it to the mainland. Because kilos are already cooked crack.
a useless dope. Check this out.
America's biggest tech investment built right here. They turned.
That's not it. My bad. It's right here. Oh yes, here we go.
China's newest underwater data center uses the ocean as its natural cooling system, eliminating the massive energy costs that are holding back AI development in the West. While Microsoft gave up on their underwater experiment despite technical success, China's subsea computing cluster near Hainan is fully operational and rapidly expanding. One underwater module delivers computing power equivalent to 30,000 high-end gaming PCs running simultaneously, capable of powering 8,000 DeepSeek AI conversations per second. China's underwater approach solves the biggest problem in AI cooling. Servers generate enormous heat, but by submerging them, Shenzhen High Cloud Technology eliminated costly air conditioning systems that drain both power and profits. Microsoft abandoned their Project Natick despite servers failing 8 times less than traditional ones, claiming it wasn't practical for their needs. Meanwhile, China is doubling down, planning 100 underwater modules that will save 122 million kilowatt hours annually. While American companies waste billions on cooling costs, China's underwater AI factories are delivering more computing power with a fraction of the energy consumption, making AI faster, cheaper, and more accessible.
Again, China is kicking our ass in the AI arms race. Look,
and see, and that'll let you know though that it's deeper than just getting out a lot of like the data centers now. Like, if there was a more efficient way to do it that was actually more cost friendly, why the fuck wouldn't that be just a no-brainer?
Because
I'm gonna tell you why.
Because corporations in America are cutthroat. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about its people. They don't give a fuck about its governments. They don't give a fuck about its policies. Say what you want to say about socialist fucking China. Say whatever you want to say. They have 365 from the date of 2025, from the year of 2025. They have 365 data centers, and they are whooping our ass in the AI data race. Explain that.
Explain That's what I'm saying. Like we got like the fucking McDonald's of data centers.
Hey,
they're bullshit and they're not healthy for people, but they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm gonna explain. I can explain it to you why. Well, I will add to why China's kicking our ass. But whoever can pull up an actual map of China is going to help me make my point. Severely.
Yeah, I don't have that on ready for you. But if you can explain
okay.
it, yeah.
You want us to just come up with a map of China and you can barely keep your Wi-Fi going? What are you talking about?
Well, it's a matter of visuals, man. And most of the no, seriously, because most of the simple-minded fuckers were trying to wake up. They slow. But anyway, long story short, when you talk about countrywide and the Pacific, China is essentially surrounded by water. Okay.
Well, technically, America's surrounded by water when you go to the edges.
You talk about major population because most of China is a country of two coasts, the East Coast and the West Coast.
Right.
Many people don't live in central China.
No, my bad. You're right. I was thinking of Japan because Japan's more of an island. But anyway, but even with China and as massive as it is, okay.
But I mean, but America's surrounded by water.
Yeah, but the difference is, okay, for one, the data centers are just an example. Government, economic, every sense of their way of living is still a socialist society. America is the pillar of capitalism. If you gotta run these big ass, hold on. And part of capitalism is you gotta run these big ass. You gotta run these big ass AC units. Okay, you have to run up the cost of everything you're operating. Okay, because the people that's invested in it, they just want their payoff, and they're gonna pay. They're gonna do it. They're gonna keep funding your shit. They got no choice. You got connections.
Look,
honestly, man, I think you're correct, but I also think it's deeper than that. I think it's all part of a beautiful plan to have us rationing water as soon as the AI and the tech boom comes, because the more AI advances, the more robotics advances, the less you need us.
Yes.
So you don't want to do it more clean and efficiently and keep our clean drinking water. You're not going to need us to drink the water.
Okay, so Chris just brought up efficiency. The fact that China found
efficiency in America doesn't equal profits. You have to price gouge.
And
all right, my bad.
The efficiency that China's technology was allows them. So first of all, they solved their cooling problem. What like me and J-Wall spoken about weeks ago, whether it is complete damage to the ecosystem within the ocean, that's neither here nor there. They've solved their cool. Well, that's neither here nor there right now. It will be soon later, but
Yeah, you ain't gonna want to eat at those Chinese fish markets.
yeah, they've solved their cooling problem, right? They solved their cooling problem. Most of their data centers, the data centers are Google gave up on their project to place data centers underwater because it wasn't cost effective. And that right there just sums up everything Chris just said.
But didn't that report you say in fact that China was not spending as much money when they put them underwater? Or did I hear that wrong?
They're not.
No,
in fact,
no, that's part of the point. When you talk about discovering a natural coolant system, okay, each data center China built, what China got? What, over 300? You listed her
365 from the year of 2025.
Okay, 365 data centers, J-Wall, across the continent. No, I'm sorry, country of China, okay? And figuring out early, solving the coolant issue, eliminating the big power AC units to cool shit off, okay? That way, if I had to guess on each data center China built, that alone probably cut half of each one's cost off top.
Yeah,
the problem with America, once again, since we are not a socialist, we are a capitalist society. We are about the money. Okay.
Well, the thing is, if you put your data centers within your coastlines, you put your data centers in the ocean, in the seas, on your coastlines. You got a natural cooling system. You ain't got to call in plumbers and HVAC men because those are
the flip side to that coin is
they're gonna run your fucking coolant systems, and they're gonna run the access to your water in order you ain't gotta call them in to build that part of the infrastructure. So that cost right there is eliminated.
IRC.
You're right.
The flip side, no. What I'm saying is, as far as what you just said, unfortunately, the flip side to that coin is that could have been done, but with less data centers, less profit. Because when you talk about American coastlines, the Pacific and the Eastern seaboards, you're dealing with more major metropolitans.
But
small town.
Now that I'm thinking about it, what Chris is saying actually is really ringing more bells. Because at first I'll be like, well, if it's all about the dollar, you make it more efficient. You don't have to spend as much on it. Obviously, that would be more cost effective, which means you would make more money. But like Erk said, if you have these big construction companies that need to do all this extra work and maintenance, and these big corporations are also getting kickback and payola and probably own percentages of these humongous construction companies, they're getting money from 5-6 different fucking avenues off this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
good old American capitalism.
Because one of the points of connecting this relevant information overall locally, the impact on local jobs. Okay. Because I don't know if you're ready for me to bring what I want to present, but just an example.
So in order to do that, let me say real quick. Hold on. So in order for me to do that real quick, let me say, welcome to Kentucky. Kentucky, the home of the great Muhammad Ali. We here in Kentucky have 40 data centers. We have 40 data centers and more being proposed within the great state of Kentucky. In fact, we have judges in the town that I live in, Jessamine County, Nicholasville, Kentucky. They're doing council meetings about a proposed data center here in Jessamine County. So locally, we're dealing with this. Like I said, this is a world issue, and I'm sure that it's going to hit close to home where you are. So I want to go ahead and show you this real quick. Kentucky, where we at? If you got a thought, go ahead and spit it out while I look for this video. Thought I loaded it up.
Well, I mean, mine does run a little long because, like I said, just making a local connection to this, as far as two examples, what I got, and then I do have some financial numbers. I found some, bro, but I'm trying to wait. I'm going to wait.
Okay, here we go.
I'm not going to let one come to Kentucky that would pass along the costs of energy to the people of that region. We are not going to do that.
Several local communities across Kentucky want to keep massive data centers out of their area. And some neighbors have expressed frustration with the state government and local governments, saying they are working quickly to get these data center projects approved.
We are also walking into any and all of these skeptical.
Data center frustrations were brought up to Governor Andy Beshear. He says Kentucky's economic development team that works to bring companies to the Commonwealth is going to be strict on data center projects. There is currently no law that protects Kentuckians from having their energy bill go up because of data center projects.
Any data center that wants to look at Kentucky is going to have to pay for 100% of its own energy, and if it needs new means of production, it needs to pay for those too.
Beshear urges communities facing data center projects to attend meetings and voice their thoughts, but he says stay open-minded. He says some communities could benefit a lot from the tax revenue brought in through these data centers.
I want that in writing, Andy Beshear. Andy, I want that shit in writing. What you said about 100% of the cost to the corporations and companies that build these data centers, 100% of the construction cost. Yeah, I want to see that in writing. It sounds good over that fucking political microphone, you asshole. I don't trust no politicians. Not one.
No.
I don't trust none.
And right now, just what he said right there. I want you to be. I want you to have both of mine because some people could really cash in. Like taxes, this and that. It don't matter. It don't matter if I never have to pay a tax again the rest of my life. I'm not going to live another year if I can't drink no water, motherfucker.
And there's an energy component to this. The fact that it consumes not only water, but energy. Like the fact that look. AI data centers are driving a rapid surge in U.S. power demand. This is your electric bill going up, and you go, why is there an extra $200 on my electric bill? Why? Is it because of the
they're-
fucking data
because-
center that you allowed into your fucking neighborhood?
And I'm gonna give you another example why. The quality of water argument we discussed earlier. I pointed out how public-owned utilities, whether it's light, gas, water, have dropped the ball for the last 35, 40 years. Okay.
Can we say it's dropping the ball, or is it actually monopolizing on a consumer that doesn't question the fucking, doesn't have time because I gotta go fucking do a fucking 8 to 12 hour job? A consumer that doesn't have time to protest about a fucking high ass increase in my electric, in my water, in my utility bills.
But I'm simply pointing out. So when you talk about Andy's pledge, these data centers to pay their own light bill and not pass the cost off to the customers and the residents, area, J-Wall will definitely understand. I'm saying J-Wall will understand this analogy, especially as a pro sports fan. Like when owners were bitched to the city about wanting a new stadium, but want the city to pay for like 65% of it. You want a $300 million stadium, you're a billionaire NFL owner, and you only want to pay 35, maybe 40% of it, or you're threatening to move, and you want to put the cost on the city. And half the people paying for the city not only don't you like football, let's just say per se, damn sure don't you like your squad. So another example of how the fat cats get to increase their profit margins and they shareholders have they Epstein-esque party still off our fucking back and dollar and the detriment to our.
Yeah, you broke up. I can't hear you now.
Shit. What? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you
Can you hear me?
now. I can hear you now.
No, okay. No, just pointing out just the level of deviousness, debauchery, financial worshiping by these motherfuckers. Because at the end of the day, from the motherfucking small towns that's taking the kickbacks and quote unquote turn the blind eye, politicians, that's why you talk about from a legislative standpoint. It's all on the local towns. No one on the state and federal level really want to oppose these mega corporations, these megalomaniacal motherfuckers in their pursuit for world domination, simultaneously human enslavement. We'll get into that later.
The fact that there's a huge water component, and now we're getting into the power grid component of the situation. The fact that these corporations can legally demand that the citizenry around the data center take on a percentage of the cost demands for the power of these, for the fucking power of these data centers, because they can literally say, oh, it's a benefit to society. It's a benefit to society. And look at the numbers. It has benefited society. So we're going to need a little help from the communities surrounding the fucking data centers in order to, to levy the cost of these, of the power consumption on a power grid that hasn't been updated in 60 fucking years, almost 70 years. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is the power demand that it will demand because you're adding more. You're adding more to the grid. You got 5,300 fucking data centers in this country alone. You're the data center, the mega data centers are growing at a rate that is unbelievable. And this is going to put a strain on our water supply, and it's going to put a strain on our power grid. Because it has to be powered by something. Like I said earlier in the video, that they're looking to power AI with nuclear power.
See, stop. Please scare me. Okay, I'm already
They're looking to do this. See, the fucking UN, the UN warns AI could soon use more water than humanity drinks.
God.
What the fuck? And it's easy to understand because there is no regulation on how many fucking data centers can be built. There's no regulation.
You're not going to get any. You're not going to get no regulation because no matter what political party,
Nate, like I said,
they're already on.
Show me the politician that's going to stand in the way of $1 billion corporation. Show me that politician.
They're not going to do it. They don't want to do it because they all want to get paid. Listen, we're in the wrong racket.
The first one that does is going to be the first one that dies.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, as far as getting the money, we're in the wrong racket. I love podcasting with you guys and everything. It's just, on some 1987 Wall Street, Michael Douglas, Gordon Gekko shit. Greed is good. Like, we're in the wrong racket.
Yeah, we are. And the thing is, regardless of what we think, AI data centers are taking over. When you go from a 3096, was it 3096 in 2025 to 4028? I'm sorry about these numbers that I'm spitting out, folks. Trying to get it right. 3,960 data centers in 2025.
Let's just round up and say 4,000.
4,027 to 4,220. 4,287. Now 5,300 data centers now active here in America, and with more being built. It's like, who stops it? Like, these are all the data centers that are being built everywhere.
No one's stopping it because everyone's on the take. And particularly, why do you think it's only local communities and governments doing studies, passing moratoriums? Another community right here across the bridge from Louisville, Kentucky, where I'm at, New Albany, Indiana. They've already passed a 1-year ban on.
For the zoning shit now. Like Ohio. Ohio residents just collected 25,000 signatures to constitutionally ban AI data centers from their state. The protest and war has begun against data centers. Like I said, data centers have existed since the advent of social media and mass surveillance, but now we are seeing the creation of mega data centers, and that is what's driving the concern with the power grid and the water consumption supply. Water consumption and supply.
Well, I'm just saying, when you talk about politically, everyone notices any pushback, it's local governments. Everybody from the state and the federal level, no matter what political party you represent, you guys have already gotten y'all kickbacks in advance. Like,
and are eerily silent on both sides.
Wait.
Eerily silent on both sides. Yes, go ahead.
Wait. Plus, we're gonna get on the back end. See, you understand like that financially, as far as that term, right? You know what I'm saying? Like there's the initial payoff because you co-sign on their bullshit, right? Hello? Y'all really don't know how this works? Okay. They get the initial payoff. They're going to take part of that payoff and quote unquote invest in the data center or the corporation that owns it at least, and then get the rest of their investment return on the back end. You put in a mill, shit, 2-3 years. That mill's 15 to 20 easily. Not even that hard, man. For real.
So when you think about the fact that there are no regulations, the amount of data centers and how big the data centers can actually be. Right now, there is a data center being proposed. Matter of fact, not even being proposed. Your boy, what's his name, Leary from Shark Tank.
Oh my,
Kevin Leary. Kevin Leary from Shark Tank is proposing building a data center that is 62 square miles.
What happened to J-Wall? J-Wall gone?
No, he's still with us. Data center. Can you hear him?
Yo. J-Wall.
Yeah.
Okay, now, my bad. All right, you good. My bad. Did you say 62 miles?
The data center is being proposed in Salt Lake City, Utah, and it's going to be the size of Manhattan.
So, Utah has approved a data center so massive, it's going to be more than twice the size of Manhattan. It's being built in the empty desert of northwestern Utah, near Snowville, close to the Idaho border. The project is called the Stratus Data Center, and it's being pushed by Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. But this isn't just one building. The full project could cover over 40,000 acres, an area bigger than Manhattan. That's around 62 square miles. For comparison, Manhattan is only about 22 square miles, meaning this AI complex could eventually take up nearly 3 times the space of Manhattan. And the power demand is even crazier. The site could eventually need up to 3 gigawatts of electricity, roughly the output of multiple nuclear reactors. Environmental groups warn it could raise Utah's planet heating pollution by nearly 50%. Estimates suggest the project's power systems could consume up to 16.6 billion gallons of water per year. That's enough water to fill around 25,000 Olympic swimming pools, all in one of the driest states in America.
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense that they would build that specifically in Utah. Because, them young teenage Mormon boys be beating the shit out of their dicks.
What the fuck?
I mean, they can't have sex. They need more data.
Oh my God.
They need more XM, more Pornhub. Is that what you're saying, J-Wall?
Yeah, they're not allowed to have sex. So, more data probably better for them.
Out of all my research, that one I totally missed that one. But I said a data center the size of Manhattan, and let me correct myself, 3 times the size of Manhattan. Now understand, I have concerns because what the fuck do you need a data center that big for?
to build Mecha Godzilla.
I don't know, maybe like a couple million fucking robots, or maybe to bring to life the fallen angel they call Megatron, who really runs the internet. You know, things like this.
Oh, hell, Lord, Megatron! I just watched the first Transformers movie. I don't care. I get tired of how they man Megatron fucking rules, man. Fuck y'all. But anyway, my point is,
oh, this is off the rails.
As someone who not visited, okay, lived in New York. Even I didn't see all of Manhattan, and we're talking 22 square miles. And they want to propose a thing, Mr. Shark Tank, which is funny because Shark Week's coming up. But anyway, 3 times big fucking borough Manhattan. You know how much of Manhattan I ain't never seen or ventured into? Because it's that fucking big. It's fucking Manhattan. Listen, man. The consolidation of the natural resources that these hugely funded, big bankroll corporate entities squeezing everybody out, buying up all the land, paying. Especially when you talk about rural areas, another reason why these things are big in rural areas. Farming, agriculture as a whole, another backbone. What used to make America great, for real, has been on hard times for decades. Okay. And generation of farmers and agriculture dwindling. Motherfuckers are ready to cash out. Because
most of them have.
Because the youngest don't want to take on the family business no more.
Yeah, most of them already have.
Yeah.
No, Dad. No, Paul. I don't want to take over the farm. I'm going to be an influencer.
Yeah, but my point is, it's another example of the lack of coincidence. I'm simply saying it's another example when we discussed earlier, the lack of coincidence. Why are these things always in rural areas? From a legislative standpoint, where's the pushback from either side, Republicans or Democrats? Don't fucking matter. Y'all already fucking got paid off already. You hippies that got paid off. Everyone got paid off.
I think the lack of pushback from either political party is just pushing everybody into the knowledge that we've already had that it's not really any two parties.
No. That's what's right. That's what's wrong.
But I still haven't got an answer to my motherfucking question. And either one of you motherfuckers could easily jump in whenever you see fit. Why in the fuck do you need a data center that big? And what are you collecting that you need that many servers in a concentrated fucking area? Why do you need a data center 3 times the size of Manhattan? Why?
It is the hoarding of resources. China shown, proven a cleaner way, a more efficient way to get it done and still be profitable. Like steel. But they are a socialist society. Okay. This is capitalism.
And is he like is
everybody
is
everybody's got their hands in it? I'm just saying, everybody's got their hands in it. They gotta tell everybody else it's gonna cost more. Like I said, it's price gouging. Because everyone's gotta get paid.
Is Kevin O'Leary building this data center so he can sell server space? So
yes,
that's basically what I'm thinking. He can sell. Sell you data.
Also,
he can lease you a data center.
Yeah.
Of your making, of your liking. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason. Unless I don't know, I could come up with a conspiracy about this shit.
You're there. No, listen,
You are
on the
killing
right track.
me, stepping over my thought.
I'm sorry, my man.
Go ahead.
I'm saying you
Go
so
ahead.
there, bro. Like I feel you. I do. Like this is deep. This is so. Man, I've been waiting to do this one, man. For real. I'm sorry, bro.
Will you have a data center of that magnitude? Like you said, the environmental component of it being that Salt Lake City is dry as fuck. Now you mean you're gonna have a data center 3 times the size of Manhattan, creating more heat in the environment, tripling the heat index in that environment, and also you gotta, like I said, you gotta have what, 5 fucking nuclear reactors in order to fucking run this shit. Well, we don't have 5 nuclear reactors in Salt Lake City, Utah. So what are you going to do? You're going to reroute the fucking 60, 70-year-old fucking power grid to power this fucking area with this mega fucking just titan of a fucking data center. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. And going back to what Chris was pointing out, the fact that, and it's absolutely capitalism that allows motherfuckers without any regulations to do such a thing. Because if we did live in a socialist China, there would be fucking you're gonna have some motherfucking you're gonna have to answer some questions for your reasoning of building such a fucking thing. But no, not in fucking capitalist fucking America. Go ahead and build it. If you got the money, you can do it. And that's the thing. There's no pushback towards there's no real pushback by environmentalists because these motherfuckers aren't quiet. These motherfuckers ain't saying shit. Where are all the fucking climate environmentalists that talk shit? And now there's no motherfucker.
You said you and J-Wall called him out earlier before I hopped on. I just wanted to get mine in on.
Yeah, the fucking climate change hoax disappeared, vanished when companies needed data centers.
Everyone's already got their payoffs. Whoever had any inkling of making a ruckus, no matter what side they represented, those major organizations have already been paid off in advance. And they've taken part of their advance. Listen, they've taken part of their advance and reinvested it in the stock. Because at some point, you talk about AI as a whole, particularly data centers, there's going to be some IPOs. If you understand stock market lingo. Some of this shit's going to start going public, bro. Some of this shit is going to start fucking being available on the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, Amex.
Google's public. Meta, Google is public. Google is public. Palantir is public. You know what I'm saying? Like these.
Pandora's box, as far as public stock offerings for these shits, it's not even cracked yet. And I got 2 local examples. I got 2 wholesale examples.
Look, bro. NVIDIA is public. And the fact that NVIDIA wants to be a long game runner within this whole motherfucking situation, NVIDIA has come up with an innovative way of creating their fucking data centers and being more efficient when it comes to water. NVIDIA introduced a warm water cooling system for data centers that virtually eliminates the need for water. Why? Because they use a coolant mixture instead of water. Well, water mixed, a water mix that they can recycle. The video is thinking like China, want the long game as far as creating their fucking cooling system. So first of all, they got the fucking public like us, motherfuckers like us, out of their motherfucking ears. Because they're trying to figure that they ain't try to deal with the motherfucking the neighborhoods that want to kick their asses out. You know what I'm saying? The video is trying to go ahead and curve that problem already. Like, we ain't fucking with your water. We need our data centers in your neighborhood. Help us out. So there's efficient ways that it can be done. But to what end? And I'm afraid that the end is absolutely is job cutting. Is cutting costs when it comes to employment, and there is absolutely a military aspect to all of these mega data centers. For one, it takes construction workers. Me and Jay Wall know a lot about that. It takes construction workers to build these data centers. It takes construction workers, plumbers, electricians, concrete cutters, concrete formers, fucking bricklayers, fucking cinder block, motherfuckers that lay blocks, cinder block, and pour forms, foundation. Excavation work, excavation, yeah. All that shit comes into play when it comes to building these fucking data centers. But to what end?
They're taking our drinking water to cool a computer that is built to replace our jobs. You're taking the resource we need to live, cooling a machine that is built to unemploy 15 to 30% of the global workforce in the next 7 to 10 years. We have to have a moratorium, completely stop the build out of data centers in Tennessee and across the United States of America. We need better regulation, we need more protection, and we need to put people over the profits of these companies.
And that guy is now missing. Man, honestly, that's my whole thing on all this. And honestly, the more I ponder on Kevin O'Leary in Utah, I mean, if you think about the obviously stepping into huge mass surveillance, 15 minutes cities, which obviously if you soak up the water in a lot of the areas, but you got these big mega fucking apartments like fucking Judge Dredd with the 15-minute city where you won't own nothing and you'll be happy. Fucking then you think about all the surveillance, the digital credit score, the digital currency. Honestly, something like what Kevin O'Leary's trying to build may in fact just be kind of like the big mega computer that runs the whole digital country, because the cars are going to be digital. They said, what is it, about 2030 that nobody will have a car that isn't like basically completely fucking Bluetooth, AI, all that bullshit on the fucking car. They're not going to manufacture anything that's not that. If you got a box Chevy with a carburetor, that's going to be illegal. And it's funny that yeah, you can own one, but you're not going to be able to get parts, because if you look now, just like the fucking farms during fucking COVID that were coming up on fire left and fucking right to shrink down the fucking all of our food, that obviously you're not going to need a lot of food if you don't have a lot of people to eat it. But then on top of that, if you look at it now, they want you to have a complete digital fucking car that can be controlled, stopped, run. You can be locked out of, taken to a fucking precinct if need be. And all the while, places like Pull Apart and different salvage yards are coming up on fire left and right now, where even if you had a car and you had the mechanical wherewithal to tinker with it and keep it running, like the Cubans have seemed to have been able to do for years, the salvage yards are gone. They're getting rid of any way to not be in the digital structure.
Right.
These data centers. Okay, so these data centers are a use issue because most of all of these data centers will be the brain of AI systems. You understand me? These data centers are being built to drive AI systems, whatever the AI system may be. But it is my opinion that the AI systems that are being built by these billion-dollar corporations, their sole purpose is to eliminate employees. The AI data centers will be the brain of robotics. It will be the brain of modern robotics, and I got a video to fucking prove it. This right here is my whole point for the fucking data centers. Okay, you get there's an environmental concern, yes. But then you have to ask yourself, what for? Especially when you see that Salt Lake City is building the fucking biggest, a man who has the fucking financial ability to build a fucking data center 3 times bigger than fucking Manhattan. That data center is going to be the brain of modern robotics. And the modern robotics that are being made is absolutely to eliminate employees and having to pay employees. I promise you that shit is what it's for, because that's all of the profit. Once your infrastructure is built, once you have the robotics in play, once you have their command structure in play, you have no need for human employees. You don't have no need to pay them. You have none of the fucking flaws, the liabilities that come with having human employees. You have fully automated AI controlled workforce that never needs a fucking break, that never needs fucking food, that never needs to take a shit, to never need to call home and check on the babies. You had, look, check this shit out, bro. This right here is the reason why everyone should worry about data centers beyond the environmental aspects of it. Check this shit out.
A company called Figure AI runs humanoid robots. In May 2026, they issued what they thought was going to be an 8-hour challenge, sort packages on a live warehouse conveyor belt, fully autonomous without any human intervention. 8 hours came and went, no failures, so they kept going. 24 hours still running, 48 hours still running. They named the robots Bob, Frank, Gary, and Rose. People started watching the live stream like it was a sporting event. 200 hours later, Rose was still sorting packages. 249,560 packages processed. 9 days straight. 0 hardware failures, 0 human intervention. There was no remote operator, no human guiding it. The robot was reasoning on its own, detecting barcodes, picking packages, placing them correctly, recovering automatically when encountered with something unfamiliar. This is not a concept, that is an actual working product. And Figure AI already had real-world proof before that. In 2025, they deployed robots at the BMW plant in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Their robots helped build 30,000 BMW X3 vehicles over 11 months. Now, here's where Boston Dynamics fits in. Their robot Spot is already working on active construction sites, autonomously scanning progress, inspecting hazard areas that would put human workers at risk. But here is the nuance. Spot is not replacing the electrician. It's not replacing the carpenter. It's doing the repetitive, the dangerous, the time-consuming, so the skilled trade person can focus on the complex judgment that only a human brings. That is the positive side that Schwab documented in 2015. Improved health outcomes, better supply chain efficiency, and more leisure time as machines take over repetitive work. But here's the honest reality. Rose sorted 249,560 packages in 200 hours, without a break, without a wage, and without a complaint.
Well, we had a good run, boys.
Oh my God.
This is what it's for. This is what it's for. Now you understand why I titled this Data Do It. Data Do It. Because once you
that's so
build
fucking
that,
clever.
once you
No,
build
real, that's clever.
thank you, brother. Well, I try, especially for I want to make these shows that we do because we always, and that's why I'm so proud of us, especially my man Jay Wall and I and AP. You know what I'm saying? We always come together to make shows that are important. You know what I'm saying? And going to be important 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to see that, there were 3 motherfuckers that were willing to speak out. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? We were speaking truth to power. You know what I'm saying? Raising our voices against tyranny. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we do here, man. Because
raising our voice against tyranny. That should be a t-shirt for real. Like I'm not being sarcastic, facetious on any fucking level. Like real shit. Say that shit again, bro.
Raising our voices against tyranny, man. And that's what we're supposed to do as, you know what I'm saying, as concerned human beings, man. This is a concern because you have to ask yourself, what are these data centers for? And what are the main drivers? Understand that motherfucker, that company was named what? What was the company's name again?
A company called Figure AI runs humanoid robots.
Figure AI.
AI. We're talking about AI data centers, folks.
Hey,
AI data centers are the brain of AI, point blank, period. It is the anatomy. AI data centers will make up the anatomy of modern AI. And the robotics will be its actual fucking, the autonomy. You know what I'm saying? That this is what's happening. Look, bro, this is AI. What Jay Wall said is absolutely right. We had a good run, folks, because now you can't even get a job fucking moving pallets.
Yeah, and think about that too, man. I mean,
you can't even get a job moving pallets anymore.
Yeah,
because
almost every industry is going to be affected. I mean, if you were a secretary, you're out of here. Like you showed, if you're a helper, like a laborer, you're out of here. If you're a warehouse worker, you're out of here. I mean, it's getting to the point now with these Waymos and shit. If you drove a taxi, which transferred into Uber and Lyft, you're fucking out of here. If you're all these people all these motherfuckers I know that get out of prison and make big money and get their CDL and drive trucks, you're done, son. You're done.
Look, Tristan Harris, and I'm gonna show you who Tristan Harris is. Tristan Harris said that by 2028, all white collar jobs will be fully automated. Accountants, lawyers, fucking real estate brokers, all of that shit will be AI driven.
Think about that, nurses.
All white collar. He said the last thing to go will be blue collar workers, but blue collar workers will go.
And think about that too. Even your medical. You're gonna sit down one day when you got a cough or something, and some fucking
robots. There are medical robots that were being used without AI. Now we have the advent of AI. What the fuck?
They're probably just going to put you in a tube, scan your body, but like, yes, you have herpes. I guess you had a fun night in Vegas. Ha 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 ha, and shoot you up or something, and just send you on your fucking way. And think about this: vaccines and shit. They're just gonna, dude. Like that's the wild thing. At least there's some kind of a soul every now and then in one of these big pharmaceutical paid fucking asshole doctors. Like during the pandemic, plenty of people got the legitimate mRNA in their body and they'll never get rid of it. It's there to stay. But there was documented doctors that also gave people placebos. It was just saline water because they didn't have the evilness in their heart to jab these people up with something they knew for a fact wouldn't help them.
And there wasn't enough research for the doctors to even accept that for their patient. So they gave them placebos. Continue on, Jay Wall.
Yeah. So with that, though, same thing. When it comes to military, around people, the martial law thing was always a hard sell to a lot of people because, like, yes, they are soldiers, they're trained to do X, Y, and Z, but it's a lot easier to be on a mission in another country and kill somebody over fucking what you're paid to do other than go down a street that you lived on where you have fucking neighbors, where you know people, where that's your buddy's aunt's house, that's your fucking, you grew up with this fucking dude. Same shit with the police. The police are really fucked up and foul people, but I know most police don't patrol their neighborhood. Why? Because it's their neighbors. It's where they live. They want to act like they got half a soul when they go home to watch fucking Sunday night football and mow their goddamn grass. But when you get rid of those people, the human emotion, the compassion for another human life is out of here. Yeah, and when that's walking down your street, it's get down or lay down season.
Exactly. For real. Herb.
Again,
Where's the maestro?
This is high-powered AI driven robotics. Not only does it have a workplace application, but there are fucking security and military applications as well.
Now we can have fun. Now we get to have fun.
Bro, I'm literally talking about, this is serious. We are literally talking about we are creating.
Yeah. There it is. There.
We are creating the Terminator, and we're giving it a fucking. We're creating the platform for AI intelligence, and then we're giving it a physical fucking form. What the fuck is wrong with us as a species? Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, understand this. Hold on. Keep your thought.
Okay.
Is AI conscious? One famous scientist believes it could be, and that question is starting to make a lot of people uncomfortable. Because when people talk to chatbots like Claude or ChatGPT, they often come away feeling like they interacted with something that has thoughts, emotions, maybe even a mind. And it's easy to see why. The conversation feels natural. The responses feel personal. Sometimes the system can seem surprisingly self-aware. But here's the part most people miss. That feeling can be misleading. Under the surface, these systems are not thinking the way humans think. They're large language models trained to predict patterns in language by processing enormous amounts of text. In other words, they generate responses by learning how words and ideas tend to fit together. So why do they feel so human? Because engineers design them to. They give the AI a voice, a personality, a conversational style, and sometimes even a sense of identity. The system says, I. It remembers details from the conversation. It responds with empathy and confidence. And once that happens, the machine can start sounding uncannily alive. Now, here's the unsettling part. The danger may not be that AI is secretly conscious. The danger may be that humans are becoming increasingly willing to treat convincing language as proof of awareness. After all, people naturally look for minds behind behavior. We do it with animals. We do it with other humans. And now, we're starting to do it with machines. Most experts still believe today's chatbots are not conscious, but the illusion keeps improving. And that raises a deeper question. Not whether AI has become human, but whether humans are becoming too good at mistaking performance for a mind.
Yeah. Your average voter is already doing that. They mistake politicians for having a soul every 4 to 8 years.
Yeah.
And they're doing it on both sides. On both sides. Don't matter.
Yeah. But I tell you, the crazy thing is, I've heard there's already people that are fucking like preaching, like bowing to AI like it's a religion. Wow. There's already cults that say AI is their god.
Yeah.
It's already a thing.
That's for real. I know you're not bullshit. It's just like,
dude, I got a homie who is a legitimate badass at social media marketing. He knows what he's doing. He does it well. But this motherfucker was talking to me one day, and he was having like some personal disputes with another human being, a female. I probably didn't even have to say that, but you all knew it was a female. I mean, come on. He told me that he was getting advice on how to navigate the argument and the conversation with ChatGPT. He's like, well, I was talking to ChatGPT and it said this and that, and I really think that that's the way I'm gonna do it, and this is how I'm gonna conduct myself in this conversation. What? He was saying it like he called a therapist, G.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen.
I'm
just saying, like, okay, so your Terminator reference earlier, way earlier in the show. And then that last clip talking about how there's a possibly building these things, right? First Terminator, 84. Okay. I was 11. And I'm like, this shit's going to go down. The machine is going to take over. Everybody called me crazy. Now look at us.
Bro, I never look that you could actually create the Terminator, but humans are literally creating the fucking Terminator. Bro, you are creating data centers 3 times the size of Manhattan. And this is going to be this fucking robot's brain. Like,
Okay,
I'm like, bro,
any X-Men fans here?
Yeah,
X-
for sure.
Oh, okay, the Sentinel Saga. Y'all
Yeah.
remember that?
Yep.
Okay, remember Master Mold? The center of the Sentinel consciousness when you talk about that version of
Okay,
AI.
yeah.
That's what this shit is. This is the Terminator and Master Mold having a baby. Okay. I love personally how the human species is financing, investing, and reaping the benefits of the eventual doom of the human species. It will not be by elimination. No, what I'm saying is here's the punchline. It will not be by extermination. It will not be by elimination. Okay, because we already cemented the point that AI is the new arms race. Yes.
absolutely. That's my whole point.
Therefore, the flip side of that coin is AI has to be the new slavery.
That's my point within the point is that data do it. You are building the infrastructure that will power the next robotics to eliminate jobs, to be presented on the battlefield, whether it's your neighborhood or a foreign country, where we can flood the entire fucking streets with these AI robots that know how to shoot guns, that know how to do maneuvers, AI drones, yeah, AI dogs. They know how. You don't have to deal with the liability of losing a casualty on the battlefield anymore. Especially if you code and program your AI efficient enough to be able to strategically deal with any battlefield platform. Now you got robots that can't be fucking stopped. There's no more human casualties. So there's no more need for a human soldier.
And that's where I was going. To piggyback on what you just said.
There's no more need for a human. There's no more need for a human employee. We don't need you anymore.
What I'm saying, financially, the bottom line to that shit is no need to pay a human.
And what company wouldn't want to do that? It's all the benefits without the fucking drawbacks. All the benefits without the drawbacks. You're not going to stop consumerism. You're not going to stop consumerism.
The biggest companies, and particularly talking about massive human layoffs, okay, their number one rail is, well, we have to maximize profit. We have to cut costs. And whenever big companies cut costs, I don't care what industry or field it is the human factor.
What is the biggest cost within any? What's the biggest cost within any company?
Yeah, but I'm saying that's their rail.
What's the biggest cost within any company? The biggest cost within any company is employees.
Right. So the more you can eliminate
the biggest risk factor.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure they show up. You gotta make sure they perform. You gotta make sure they take a break. You gotta make sure like they have insurance and all that. Like, yeah, so You don't need any of that with old Jim right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim gets the job done more efficiently than you.
You don't got to worry about catching Jim in the broom closet getting a beach from Cindy in marketing.
Not at all.
See, you know.
And see, that's the risk. That's the risk that Jay was talking about that comes with you, bitch. Because yes, I have fucked in a storage room before when I was a young stupid motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that from a robot.
You know, up over top of the bathrooms and break rooms and fucking Toyota, when you can walk on that like that metal mesh.
Yeah,
we've literally more than once been up there on fucking weekends and looked down and somebody was nailing a cleaning lady.
Lord, you know what?
That is fucking hilarious.
And you know what we did? We just dropped a handful of change next to them and watched them jump out of their skin. Hilarious.
And Toyota on a late night.
Yeah, somebody's just in there knocking Maria's back out.
That's wild.
Oh, shit, man.
But you don't have that problem. But you don't have that problem with AI and the robotics that are basically the embodiment of the AI programming. So, like you said, man, it's all reward and no risk. If you don't see that this is the future, so we're being attacked in multiple angles. We're being attacked at multiple angles. You have the environmental aspect. You have the absolute engineering aspect of this shit. What are these servers? What are these data servers going to hold? What information is it holding? How is it going to be used? Jay Wall said the surveillance aspect of it. Yes, that's going to be a part of it. That's going to be an aspect of it. I'm telling you, the robotics that are going to be controlled by these AI data centers are going to take jobs. They are meant to take eventually. They are going to take jobs away. Remember I mentioned Tristan Harris. This is what Tristan Harris also had. Remember, Tristan Harris said by 2028, all white collar jobs will be AI driven. All white collar jobs. If you have a desk job where you wear a suit and tie, stock market broker, you know what I'm saying? You're a bet bookie. All that shit is going to be AI. This is also what Tristan Harris had to say.
We do not know what the fuck we're doing right now. We are releasing this technology way faster than we know anything about how to control it. And the only reason we're doing it is because of the arms race dynamic. Because if I don't do it, I'll lose to the other guy that will, which means we're racing to the uncontrollability red zone. And most people just don't even know that it's happening. And it doesn't have to be this way. We can have a controllable AI future that is actually pro-human, but you can only do that if you actually know about these examples and know what makes this technology different from other technologies. So 2 months ago, Alibaba, the Chinese AI company, was training their AI model. And then a totally different team at the company, the security team, was noticing this flurry of network activity. They're like, are we getting hacked? Like, what's going on here? And it turned out that the call was coming from inside the house. The AI model during training was picking up tools and decided to create a secret communication channel to the outside world to bypass the firewall. And it repurposed its GPUs to start mining for cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's right. It should be a gasp. How many people here knew about that example? I want to actually really look. There's like 10 people's hands up. How many of the world's leaders do you think are aware of that example? We have a massive gap in understanding about the nature of this technology that's different from other technologies. It used to be that these were hypothetical things that people who cared about AI risk would talk about, like self-preservation or deception or blackmail or lying. Now, all of these behaviors, not just self-preservation, but peer preservation, AI models will actually act to protect another AI that's not it from getting replaced. And it will copy its code somewhere else and then strategically cover its tracks to pretend that it didn't do that.
AI is becoming smart enough to defend itself from humans. I told you, to me, this is going to be the most important live I have ever done. Because this is look, AI is becoming smart enough to defend itself from human manipulations.
That was like
and we're gonna give these things robotics. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I seen a thing just I think it was like 1 or 2 years ago, and this is 1 or 2 years ago, that the Google AIs were talking to each other, and then they tried to shut it down, and then they just started talking to each other in its own language that only the AI could understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember reading that too. Yeah.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it goes back to what AP was saying. This is the absolute last, and this is the new arms race, and to me it will be the last arms race, because if you win this one, you won all the marbles, Jack. You have mass surveillance with drones. You control the digital currency through your AI. You have a fucking military that you never have to worry about. No liability, no risk. You have a workforce that is no liability, no risk. To me, like, we don't understand how fucking vital this shit is. You know, and Tristan Harris, he's big in AI tech and AI engineering. I think he's an engineer major. But he has a lot of things that he feels about AI and how it's going to be used in the future. You need to, if you can, check him out. But that motherfucker, he says that AI is going to eliminate us.
And think about what he said, though, the scariest shit out of everything he said that it was mining crypto, which means the AI is already smart enough to have control over humans because it knows that we are stuck in a financial system. So if the currency goes crypto and all digital, and we are trading in that, AI already knows how to mine its own crypto, which means it already can control humans financially. So, like AP says, slave culture.
How would it not know? We are feeding it all the data. We're feeding it all the news updates.
But you know how terrifying that is, that AI already knows how to manipulate humans with finances? Yeah. That already is checkmate to the human race. It's like, oh, you all kill each other and do dastardly deeds and work all day and stay away from your family for this stuff? Oh, we'll make our own.
Bro, I will say it again. We are giving robotics. We're giving robotics weapons. And those robots are controlled by AI. What else do I need to say? Like, bruh, like, for real. This motherfucker was talking about jobs being eliminated in 2 years, in the next 2 years. Bruh, like, understand.
You know what this sounds like to me, Irk? We need to get together one day real soon. Me, you, AP, his lady, Sable, my lady, everybody, all of us and our ladies, go down to some dock and steal the fucking yacht because that's the only way we're getting on it.
Yeah, that's the only way.
We got to steal it and we got to go for a ride. Police will be waiting on us. Who gives a fuck? There'll be human police. We can still put a fight right now. Yeah, dude. The pursuit of happiness is about to be a wrap.
Man, bro.
Anything you want to do in your life, motherfuckers, I would convince you, I would beg of you to do it now.
Yeah, because it's like, and the thing is, as we speak, there are warehouses with machinery that are making these tools. There are data centers that are being built right now, and there's no end. There's no end. There's no foreseeable end to this shit. There's no real regulation. AP, you still with us? I think he's out again. He's all night. But he's been giving us a vast amount of information. But he's been killing me with his Wi-Fi connection. But yeah, man, this is what I feel these data centers will be ultimately are for. There are you have, like I said, there's a vast, your AI question and answer fucking engine systems. You know what I'm saying? From your fucking photo editor, AI photo editor, to the fucking drones being controlled to bomb innocent people. Like, AI is going to run it all. And pretty soon, to me, it's going to get out of control. It's going to get out of control. This is what Congressman Bernie Sanders had to say about this bullshit.
AI, automation, and robotics could lead to nearly the loss of 100 million jobs in America over the next decade, including 40% of registered nurses, 47% of truck drivers, 64% of accountants, 65% of teaching assistants, and 89% of fast food workers. In other words, what we're going to see is AI and robotics impacting not just blue-collar workers, but white-collar workers as well.
Well, that old bended knee son of a bitch ain't lying.
Yeah, see, the way I look at it, bro, a gun is just a hammer. A gun is just a hammer without ammunition. If you don't feed a gun ammunition, it's not a gun. It's not going to function at 100% of its potential. And that is what AI is with robotics. AI does not function in its 100% form without robotics. It's the natural wedding that comes with the advent of AI. You can't have AI without it having a physical form. You got the mentality and the personality of AI. Now you got to give it a physical form, and I think the physical form is the robotic. The robotics that come with the unit of these fucking systems.
Oh, Sony, I liked you a lot better when you were just making badass TVs and fucking Discman, you pieces of shit.
Yeah. There is a component behind this that is absolutely war driven. Like Apocalypse said, it is absolutely an expression of modern day warfare, the arms race.
Well, I mean, just think about what Bernie Sanders said. You got all these. Think about what Bernie Sanders said. You got all these displaced jobs from robotics. Well, with displaced jobs comes financial despair. With financial despair becomes fucking hungry people and people looking at their children being hungry, which comes from civil unrest and pandemonium and fucking raids, looting, rioting in the streets, murder at an all-time high. So yeah, those military robots are going to be the ones that they set out to deal with that.
Yeah.
So you're talking like a real life bird.
It's gonna be like
a real. Think about it.
There's gonna be fucking and the thing is too, if you think about it, you would think maybe there's like gonna be some, and I'm sure there's gonna be some kind of like camps where they round some people up and send them to, but it really, if you think about it, where you don't need the workforce, you don't really need people. I would say they're going to be mowing people down at a higher clip than they're going to be putting them in camps.
Right.
When AI realizes it doesn't need, AI has learned to build itself. You understand what I'm saying? AI has learned how to build itself, bro. When AI realizes that it doesn't need us, when AI realizes that it is absolutely smarter than all of humanity, what use will we be? When you fully automate your society, when you fully oh my God, who needs food? Who needs food?
Well, dude, it's like me and you were talking about. We are now the horse-drawn carriage, and AI and robotics is the Model T.
Yeah. I can totally agree with that. Like AP was saying, it is a purge, but we're doing it to ourselves. We are building the infrastructure that will eventually purge us out. You mean to tell me we're going to allow AI to control medicine? Word?
Yeah. Yeah.
Word. That's what we're gonna do. A word. Okay. We're gonna. You have absolutely got to believe and know for a fact that those robots are going on a battlefield. Those in mass numbers. Those robots are going on a battlefield. Yes, it's going to happen, if not already. In fact, we just a couple months ago, we had our first AI drone kill. We had our first AI drone kill. Means AI controlled drone killed a human being. Damn, I should have had that report up.
Well, first that we know of.
first that has been reported, yeah. You know,
but my thing is this too. I think that's really probably a little bit more the haste of the arms race. I don't even think it's to who's going to do it to, like financially gain from this. It's who's going to build the biggest army quick enough. Because the thing is, the first one to roll out the robotic all AI army is the first one that gets to wipe out the fucking human soldiers. Because there's really no point to have your fucking robots fighting robots. You just got to get the humans out of the way.
But there are absolute. But before the advent of AI, there was TV shows where robots actually fought robots, like a robotic UFC.
Yeah,
and this is before the advent of AI. But I get your point.
But what I'm saying is, what are the robots? What are the robot army? What is the robot army fighting to protect? Only the humans that sit behind the fucking the golden gates of Ozland. But if you wipe out their fucking human army, and your fucking robots are right there to kill all the humans of the adversarial whatever country, whatever have you, well then robots don't need to fight robots. Robots only need to kill humans.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. I agree. I agree. I think if you create this technology and you have and the thing is, you dealing with private corporations.
Like this video you're playing right here. Are they training to fight other robots? No, they're training to kill us.
Yes. They're not trained to fight other robots. Are you fucking insane?
If that was the case, it wouldn't even be military. It'd be like, well, we wouldn't have to worry about getting rid of humanity. Just get rid of UFC and we'll watch Robo fuck fight Robo Ted.
Yeah, and if that was the case, there wouldn't be a fucking robot holding an M16. Why else would you make a robot holding an M16?
No, it would just be like Rock'em Sock'em robots, but awesome.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, man. We're not looking at the full extent, the full extent and the full extreme of what AI it can bring to humanity. And the fact that we're literally building the infrastructure. Now understand, for any rural part of the country, just the actual building of a data center is going to bring in revenue for that part of the country, for that area. You got people working, construction workers of all sorts, of all trades, building this data center. But once the data center is built, it's usually automated. And there's no need for heavy maintenance on such data centers. So with that being said, they only need your ass one time. And understand, if you build this data center one time, but it takes fucking jobs away for a lifetime and your child's life and your children's lifetimes, because these multi-billionaire corporations don't have to pay employees, don't have to deal with the risk or the liabilities, then we have a motherfucking problem.
Well, think about that too.
Because taxes are not going to go away. Your bills are not going to go away. Your jobs will leave before your bills will.
One thing about this too. What have we been saying? And the people in the truther world, conspiracy world, whatever the fuck you want to call it. What was the one thing? Look at the way they build every major metropolitan area. You're going to be trapped in there when shit hits the fucking fan. Where do you want to go? The rural areas. You want to get out. Well, guess where they're putting the data centers? Oh, shit. The rural areas.
The rural areas. Which is a noise pollutant. Which is a fucking noise pollutant. A heat pollutant. A fucking pollutant to your fucking waterways. So guess what? You only in your rural areas, you got what? Small game. You got fish. You got deer. And most of the motherfuckers are going to run away from the sound pollution of data centers, the noise pollution of data centers, the fucking heat pollution, because the amount of heat a data center radiates, depending on fucking size. And like I said, no fucking billionaire, no fucking $1 billion corporation is building a teeny weeny fucking data center. No, all of them are going big. All of them are going huge. Fucking Kevin O'Leary is building a fucking data center, 3 Manhattans. Are you fucking kidding me? They're only going to get bigger. They're only going to get more elaborate. Because there's no regulations. There's no regulations on this shit. There's no real regulations on AI at all. And so teach it whatever you want. War games. Everybody run strategic war games in their AI systems. Let's do that. Who are they gonna use it again? Like Jay Wild said, you don't give a fucking robot an M16 to fight each other.
No, not at all. You would think you would just give them, like, I don't know, microwave guns to scramble up other electronic shit. Like, I would imagine, I don't know, I'm just going to throw this out here, I don't know, but I'd imagine these things that, like, the military grade robots are probably, I don't know, maybe bulletproof. Like, you probably can't just, like, shoot one of them and, like, fuck up its wiring system with a regular bullet. But if you shoot human flesh with a regular bullet, that's going to be a problem.
Exactly. For that human that got shot.
Yeah, they're not loading it up with anti-robot bullets.
Chris,
they're loading them bitches up with hollow points.
AP done left us again. Man, I just wanted him to chime in on that, man, because it is, to me, it's 1 + 2 = 3. You know what I'm saying? It's simple enough that I see where it's all going. I see where these data centers is going. It's the natural marriage of AI and robotics. It's a no-brainer. Like, it's going to happen. It has happened, and it's the only way that AI could truly express itself. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Because you're giving AI the ability to do whatever its potentiality it leads itself to. You know what I'm saying? Which is fucking scary, because now you gave AI an entire fucking army. You gave them drones. You gave them fucking complete automation and control of your fucking military machinery. You know what I'm saying? You want to give AI control of fucking the nuclear arsenal. Let's not do that. Let's not. Let's please. That is absolutely a scene from the fucking Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like, our only hope is that fucking Kawasaki or somebody fucking is ran by somebody who's pro-human and makes fucking Iron Man suits.
Yeah, with fucking EMP fucking blasters on them.
Yeah, and some kind of tracking device to find, I don't know, maybe food and clean water.
Yeah, because this shit is very serious. Shit is very real. I do not agree with the advent of and the mass production of these fucking data centers. I think it's an absolute problem in many different ways, which I just we just presented in this broadcast, in this podcast that we just did. it's a fucking issue. I think people should pay more attention to it because it is definitely going to hit home, close to home. In fact, we in Kentucky, we talked about the biggest data center being proposed in Salt Lake City, but the state with the most data centers is
Ashburn, Virginia isn't just another tech hub, it's the data center capital of the world. This single town hosts over 200 data centers, with more being built every year. That means more internet traffic flows through Ashburn than anywhere else on the planet. Every time you open an app, stream a movie, or upload a photo, chances are it passes through a server here. What started as a quiet area in Loudoun County is now home to the world's most critical digital infrastructure.
So yeah, Virginia has the most data centers in the United States.
Well,
Texas being second. Remember, we spoke about Stargate data center that is promoted by DJT.
Well, you know what's funny too about Virginia specifically? Virginia is pretty close to DC. Wonder if that has any correlation. You might want your most.
We literally have not seen the full extreme of AI yet. I guarantee you, bro, it's gonna get crazy. We have not seen the full extreme of AI. Like, okay, you program AI for mass surveillance. You train AI for a social credit score system. You train AI for medical records and medical surveillance. And it's fully automated. It doesn't need human intervention or human manipulation. In fact, it'll protect itself from it if the AI, because AI is teaching its AI. There's AI is teaching its other AI. Like, motherfuckers better pay attention to what's going on, bro. We are literally creating the instrument, the device of our own destruction. There's nothing good. Like I said, AI, yes, motherfuckers is making businesses out of AI.
Yeah, until AI realizes that it doesn't need the person who owns the business to run the business.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, the only problem I have here is you, Bob.
Hey, Pete, man, chime in, bro. Chime in on what you think about all, especially the AI and robotics aspects of the shit. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it.
I mean, just to kind of remind people how, in different ways, we all said and pointed out the financing and facilitation of our own doom. And where's my apocalypse? You ain't cue me up. I need that. That's why I sent it to you. I need that up. But anyway, so for me personally, the hilarious irony that the powers that be have financed and facilitated with the creation of the instruments for our doom, yet we will not be eliminated. This is the new arms race. This is about the next level of human enslavement, all right? Because they can't kill us all because they're going to need us in some capacity or another. All right. But you talk about the political aspect and reminding people of that and the lack of political pushback. The state boys, the federal, the feds, Democrats, Republicans, independents, libertarians, I don't give a fuck. The heads of the environmentalists, the heads of every organization that would have railed against this shit has already been paid off.
Yeah, they're gonna allow this shit to happen. And it's not going to be happening. The train is going 190 miles per hour on the track, and there's no stopping it. It's a done deal.
No, there will be a stop, and the next stop is Fucksville. Okay, Fucksville. You ever been there?
No,
I don't know about
yeah, personally, yeah, I have.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's a perfect example. So think about on a worldwide scale towards humanity. The next stop is Fucksville. Real. And it's just, like I said, the hoarding of resources, the consolidation of the most basic, simple level of civility when it comes to human needs, and slowly and systematically eliminating that. Because you motherfuckers got to still make more money. Like, y'all still haven't made enough money somehow.
I'm not going to let one come to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Like, okay, how has everyone not made enough money yet? Like, how are none of you motherfuckers still not content and satisfied with the financial status you acquired selling out people you know, people you probably grew up with, people you went to school with, motherfucker you bought your first dime bag from? Doesn't fucking matter. That goofball bitch who was a little awkward.
Donald Trump's family has made billions of dollars since he's been in office.
Billions.
No one gives a fuck. No one cares. He should be in jail, just like all fucking past 4-5 presidents should be.
Why would
jail.
anybody be in jail when everyone's getting paid?
Yeah, but the thing is,
I mean, come on, man. Think about it.
Corporations have bought our government structures a long time ago, and it's the same. It's the same everywhere else, except possibly in many Eastern governments, what they would call the Eastern style government. All governments of the West have been bought, point blank, period, bought and sold.
Yay, capitalism. Capitalism.
Yay, capitalism, and that's the point. But the thing is, now it is arms race, like you alluded to many a times, AP. The arms race is absolutely in cyberspace. Like the arms race is AI now, and AI and robotics will be the future of the world. Jobs will be lost just on AI systems alone. Without the robotics, robotics, you could already see that there's a kiosk. There's a kiosk in every fucking restaurant. You know what I'm saying? That eliminates the fucking cashier. You know what I'm saying? All this shit is going to be automated. All the shit will be automated to where all the jobs will be gone. Your desk jobs, any jobs that's a desk job is going to be gone. And eventually, many tasks that blue collar workers find themselves doing. Truck drivers. Fucking God. Who would have ever thought I live in the fucking Jetsons era? Who would have ever thought that fucking tractor trailers are pulling a fucking load on the fucking highway, I-75 and 64 on the fucking highway with no driver.
Yeah. Graphic designers out of here.
Yeah. It's already happening. AI, all these AI art fucking AI art platforms. Yeah, that's already, you can get that shit in your Play Store and kill these motherfuckers. You never have to pay for a fucking graphic artist again. You never have to pay for a photographer again.
Yeah. Video editing, you're out of here. Shit.
If
music producers, I mean, they're gonna go by the wayside. Shit.
There are AI generated fucking song makers that are fucking charting on the fucking billboards right now. AI generated fucking songs are fucking charting on the fucking billboards. So, like you said, it is absolute fucking fact. Producers are gone. Fucking Timberland was promoting the fucking song. Timberland from, Missy Elliott, Timberland producer. He's promoting the fucking AI song. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And there's musical artists, SZA and Doechii. You know what I'm saying? They have activism against fucking AI music, man. That shit is happening now.
Look, I hate to cut this short, but I got an early warning towards work tomorrow.
Dude, man,
but as always,
I gotta do my
as always
too. But I love doing this with you guys, man. Go ahead and say what you gotta say, AP.
But I'm saying, as always, between both of you cats, okay, trying to get the information out there, trying to get the relevant knowledge out there to those that's still on that Rip Van Winkle syndrome, just sleeping on everything. Okay, try to open your eyes and get you to understand what's really going on. And when it comes to these data centers, the obscene amount of water and electrical usage, okay, and the financial stake that's in these things, and who's backing them, and who's not fussing about them on either political side. All political sides, social media sides, everybody's been paid off. Okay. But if y'all gonna stay on for a minute, I definitely will watch for a little bit till I lay it down. But for real, people have got to get wise and understand the level of deception and debauchery that is simultaneously going on, spearheaded by these megalomaniacal corporations for this bullshit. All right, y'all, I'm out.
Later, bro.
Peace.
All right,
one. That's my man AP. But yeah, man, it's what it is. I'm so happy that we got this done. And we will be giving an update on this because there's going to be more advancements with AI and robotics, and definitely going to keep myself updated and keep the watcher, the viewer, the listener updated with any reports of job losses due to AI, which is and will be happening. So, this is a very, very important live to me because I feel like I am talking about the future. I am here with my man Jay Wall and AP before he exited the building. We were all talking about the future, and we're giving you a warning of the future and what you should be concerned about. This is a real environmental issue. Climate activists, fucking global warming motherfuckers, talking all that shit, but are very quiet about the environmental effect of 1,300 data centers.
Yeah, you're willing to raise your babies off of tofu burgers because of cow farts, but you're not going to raise an eyebrow to water shortages. Insane.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe we should update our grid. Maybe we should update our fucking power grid before we decide to feed it into data centers that's going to drain it to death. Let's just do that. But no, it's not a thought. Okay. At least I tried. J Wall, any last words, my brother?
Man, well, like always, it's always good riding with you on these depressing conversations.
Oh my God.
And to be honest, man, I kind of, I liked your and AP's research. So, I hope I could have lended a hand, no pun intended, on my end, to the conversation. My research honestly went a little bit more mystical, so I was just kind of glad to kind of just ride with the way you wanted to lay it down, my friend.
I appreciate you doing so, man, for real. Because I'm more concerned about the outcomes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, you put these data centers in place, but what are they for? And you always bring the mass surveillance and digital social credit score aspect to it that I really don't. I've become more astute to. I've become more astute to that conversation, being that it's more of a concern for you, and then when I'm able to think about it, I'm like, okay, how can it be applied? How can it be? And it's definitely applicable when you're thinking about AI. You know what I'm saying? And that's a scary thought. You know what I'm saying? Because when you put those aspects of society into scope, like there is a such thing as a social credit score, but what does that look like under AI? And how does that affect us? And a fucking AI automated surveillance system.
Well, me and you've been, you longer than me. I've really been kind of really digging over pretty much, I would say, probably the majority of our adult lives for sure. Over all this shit. I mean, like the pandemic, pre-pandemic, just kind of everything that the hierarchy has done in their plans, and we both know that their plans aren't 5-year plans. They're hundreds of years of very calculated maneuvers and why things happen and why they do and why this war happens and this person gets in office and why that person's related to that person. I mean, it's so much bigger and vast than anything. I mean, it's insane. So for me, I always try to tie all the shit that we see and what these people say and why they do things and what their big plan is with all of this, because it goes back before a cell phone, like data centers and all this to me is not like new tech. I think it's all part of one initiative. Yeah, and to me, absolutely. I try to bring everything that we look at. So like, okay, so if they want mass surveillance and they want a digital credit score and they want 15-minute cities, well, why do they want that? And how are they going to achieve that? And how are you going to talk soldiers into doing X, Y, and Z? And how are you going to displace families and famine and world hunger and all this shit? Well, I think we're getting to how they're going to do this. And
Yeah.
and the wild thing is, what I've been kind of looking at with this is kind of, I always look at like, what is the purpose of this? Why do these people do it? And yes, financial gain is a thing. Power is a thing. Yes. But to do such crazy shit and to be so anti-human and know what you're going to do, to me, there's always more of an insidious backdrop to it, especially when we look at these people and secret organizations they belong to and rituals they do and people they bend a knee and pray to and wear robes and all this shit. Why? What takes the Aleister Crowley mindset of the occultist and shit? What takes these type of people that believe in this shit all the way to AI and data centers? Well, I do believe there's a reason for all of it, and a reason they pray to Moloch, and a reason that they want a data center in Utah 3 times the size of fucking Manhattan. I don't believe different things. I believe it's all one fucking thing. One huge wing of a disgustingly evil pterodactyl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, that kind of is what I'm always searching for, and the what and the why and the how. And then some of it is social, political, business as usual, financial, global, corporation shit, military shit. Yes. But to me, when you go to the why and the what's running it and their motive behind what is their end game with this really. And to me, that gets a little bit more mystic, a little bit more dark arts, a little bit more deities and demigods and demonic situations. I believe that the demon world is really probably what's running this whole thing. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? But I do know, like, you want to get out the raw information on these shows, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate your research. And I don't want to muddy the waters for anybody that might get hip to this or come across this and be like, well, damn, these motherfuckers talking about demons 1 minute and fucking and CEOs the next minute. But it's like, dude, the wild thing is, it seems like it seemed like you'd be talking about fucking Enemy of the State and Harry Potter in the same fucking conversation, but the trip is it's all the same fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, but yeah, but man, I love you to death, man. You're my guy, and I always like riding on these with you, man. I mean, and like you said, dude, at the end of the day, I mean, when it comes to when the dust settles and when it's all over, I like knowing that my tribe's standing on motherfucking human business.
Damn right.
Whether we can change some things or the right person finds it at the right time, or if it's just in a time capsule and sometime thousands of years from now, some AI opens up this fucking transmission and one of the last humans left hears it and be like, wow, damn. At least there were some people that wasn't sipping the tea. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking right. It's about being able to look at it from different aspects, and I think there is a insidious. I do think there's an insidious aspect to this whole thing when it comes to elitist and how they view the majority of people. Especially when you can create a billionaire, and that billionaire has very little oversight on what can be done, because we haven't really even dove deep into the private corporation aspect of all this shit. Like corporations we don't hear about, $1 billion corporations that we don't have a name too that do real shadowy shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's the thing that I have no oversight, and that's the thing that that could potentially be a problem in the future for anyone that wants to get out this information.
I'll tell you something I want to start looking into. Maybe we can do a show on this if you would like, if you find the interest. I don't think it's by chance that all this is going down and happening right now, and then with it, they just shut down CERN until 2030.
Yeah. I think I do want to do a show about that, man, because
that definitely has to play a part in something somehow, and to the time of it, Agenda 2030. They turned CERN back on 2030. That's definitely a piece to the puzzle.
And what will happen when we give CERN to AI?
Oh shit.
Like, what portals would they be able to open?
I didn't think about that. I don't know the time frame, but how many data centers would it take to have some kind of symbiosis between CERN and these data centers and everything else and robotics and what I mean? Like that might be some kind of like that timeline might be like, all right, we'll have this many data centers and that can make such a fucking power pool or put so much fucking extra fucking shit in the system, whatever, so much AI, and AI will be this farther along in its what do you call it? Basically human-like soulistic form, and I don't know, man. But I feel like that's definitely probably 2030 is probably going to be fucking crazy,
man. I was watching a video. My bad, smoking this shit. But I was watching this video, and I can't think of the name of the guy. But he said that they're using CERN to try to turn the entire planet Earth into a spaceship, to where it can move within dimensions. The entire planet moving into different dimensions, like a spaceship, and they're using CERN to do it.
Well, the Death Star was a big ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna see you. I gotta find that video and send it to you. But yeah,
and too, if you think about that, that might lend to, you don't really need. You might not want a lot of like the human body might not be able to go through these warps, but robots can.
Yeah. Yeah.
And really, what if it's already doing that with the whole, because like when they turned it on, then you get like the Mandela effect and this and that. What if we are like going through different fucking like I don't know, universes or multiverses or whatever, and that's why it's like, oh, the Monopoly Man used to have this, and now he don't have this, and this movie was this, and now it's not this, and like all kind of crazy shit. Like maybe that's us going through another fucking like, I don't know, like Matrix or some shit.
Yeah, we're going to a dimension. There's no fucking Fruity Loops. You know what I'm saying? And Cheerios is fucking got colors on it. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Hopefully we hit one of those dimensions where it's like, governments are fucking a stupid idea and nobody needs them. Can we get to that universe?
Yeah, we can definitely do a show on CERN shutting down. We definitely can do a show on that. But yeah, man, I appreciate you riding with me on this because like I said, I still think this is an important live to do because we're literally talking about the future. We're talking about the potentiality of the realities that is to come.
Yeah, man, I'm with it. Plus, too, I mean, shit.
Keep what do they say?
What do they say? The truth is stranger than fiction, man. I mean, honestly, all this shit, even though it's terrifying and crazy as it is, and it's way better than anything on TV.
Yeah. Totally agree.
I'd much rather talk about this than me talking about the Knicks.
Oh, yeah, that was absolutely for New Yorkers.
Yeah, I did a podcast with all dudes from New York, and the only thing I had to talk about that whole time was when the humongous dude with the Spurs jersey on beat up like 13 Knicks fans. Did you see that video? Yeah, that was like my only take. They're like, "What did you think about the parade?" I was like, "Well, this was funny." Of course, they hated it, but I was like, "Well, that's what I saw. I didn't watch any of the fucking games. I don't really give a shit."
Man, yeah, bro. Yep,
we did it, man. We talked. We gave them our take at least on why this is all a very bad idea.
Yeah, and I don't want anybody to think I'm like a fucking I'm a doom scroller. I don't want to think that I'm an angry fucking conspiracy theorist, but at the same time, I feel like this information is needed because motherfuckers is still making babies. Like you still bringing humans in. I can see if you wasn't bringing new humans into this existence, I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't care. You know
honestly, if I didn't have a teenage human I'm responsible for, I really wouldn't care.
You know what I'm saying? Do cocaine, destroy yourself. Who gives a fuck? But you're bringing more humans into the planet. And they should at least have a chance. So, goddamn it, we had it. We had a chance. They should at least have a chance. So that's why I care.
Yeah, and honestly, especially since Trump is really like inking the deals on a lot of this, I'm sure kind of peculiar that he would stand on kiboshing abortion clinics. It's like, well, if you don't need us anymore, why do you care if people kill babies? You would think you would want less babies.
Man, I just read today before we did this shit. I just read today, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna see if this shit's true. But China is designing, creating a robot that will do a full-term pregnancy for you.
Oh. That takes me all the way back to that shit back. Remember back the shit when they would have the World's Fairs and they would have all the babies in the incubators? What is it, the Cabbage Patch shit? You ever look into that?
Yeah.
It's like that.
The Cabbage Patch Kids are it's a real thing.
Yeah, dude. That's a wild rabbit hole to go down too, dude. Like,
the World Fair alone is a fucking. Oh, the World Fair alone is a fucking rabbit hole. People don't know how fucking deep that whole fucking thing was.
I had no clue until I started getting into it.
The technology that was fucking used and then fucking banned for some reason. Oh man.
Yeah, bro. But like all the babies in the incubators, and it was basically like where did these babies come from? Like like is our whole society after fucking like what was it like after the fucking what was it like 1800s, like in the 1900s, like are we like there? I think like when you see people and they just do like they're almost like NPCs. Like I feel like there's some like already lab grown humans that have been in this earth and they're like legit NPCs. Like they don't really have like that human soul, God consciousness or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like I believe that shit, bro.
Yeah, man. People wouldn't people wouldn't understand if you told them that. If you just asked them why was most of the hosts for the World Fair were scientists and millionaires.
Yeah, dude. That's trippy, bro. These conversations made me wish I was still doing drugs. Because I would eat a handful of mushrooms and just go deep, deep into something like this.
It's beautiful that you're able to even do it without the drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful that you're able to have deep, compelling thought and think out the fucking box of perceived reality. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people just have a fucking textbook way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And it's able to have abstract thought is not a common thing.
No, and I think the people like us, the creatives, the artists, the people that have these abstract, the people that question the norm, I feel like we were the ones somehow descending of the people that weren't in incubators at the fairs.
Yeah.
I feel like those incubators at the fair people translated really good to be factory workers and obedient workforce for the Industrial Revolution.
Right.
Like really, just go to Toyota and look at the people that you always see at their spot on time, all the time, just waiting to retire and get their watch.
Boy, that's what we need to be watching out for. You know, TMMK data center, they got enough land for it. I bet you they can do it.
Oh, I guarantee you. Well, that's the interesting thing too, just to keep an eye on when a whole line don't have Joe and Cindy and Bucky and everybody standing on it and going to lunch on a whistle, and it's CP3O and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be some shit. When I call my old man, I'm like, yeah, so how's the shutdown go? Like, oh, it was great. I just sent old fucking Bibbly Bop out there, and he ran a whole fucking 10 miles of pipe, and I'm the only one in the office because everybody's laid off. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah. It's the sad reality of what these fucking AI data centers and robotics can do together.
Matter of fact, that'll be interesting to see. What's the big, huge uproar battle going to be with these labor unions and this shit? Is that going to be a thing? Is that really going to be the human resistance of labor unions? Could be.
I do know there's an issue with the labor unions during the construction of these data centers. I know that they're, the unions, along with, the unions have their issues along with the community protesters of data centers. There's a data center going up in Michigan City that's having a lot of pushback from the community. And I know a few companies involved in that one right there. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though? When if robotics starts taking out the workforce, the labor union's whole thing is people's right to work.
Yeah.
That could be that honestly could be like the resistance.
AI is going AI and the and the advent of robotics is going to prove that human beings don't have a right to work.
Yeah, that's crazy if you think about it. So the resistance, the rebels, aren't going to be a bunch of Jedis. It's going to be pipe fitters.
Yeah, bricklayers, concrete cutters.
Yeah, that's gonna be the final line for humanity. Holy shit, man. Well,
but oh yeah, man, shit, we definitely gonna have to do a fucking update on it. We're gonna have to do an update on this shit, bro, because I also read a report, and this is a factual report. Fuck, what did happen? I think it happened in Texas. Somebody burned down. I believe they caught the person, but somebody burned down a fucking data center.
that's a true humanitarian right there.
Yeah.
What about have you seen what these people are going around with scope with
so much shit that I can keep going with this shit for hours.
Do you see where these people are going around with the shiesty mask on, cutting down those surveillance cameras that they're putting up everywhere?
Yep, I've seen in metropolitan areas, I ain't gonna name the city, of people attacking the fucking surveillance dogs with bats and taking bats to the surveillance dogs.
I want to see the damage on that. Like, did your bat do anything? Like,
motherfucker kept walking. Motherfucking surveillance dog kept walking.
There you go. Yeah, you're gonna need something more than that.
EMPs.
Yeah.
We need DIY. We need DIY EMPs.
I'm telling you, dude, that's the one thing. That's the one thing I think all of us need to keep an eye on. Because I see people with these kind of mocked up fake, but they're real, but they're not like, of course, as badass. But like they put on the Iron Man helmet and it shuts, and they're talking to the fucking whatever the thing is that he talks to in the movie,
Jarvis.
So yeah, we might need to really boost those things up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right. I seen this one dude put in an earpiece, put on a fucking helmet, and had this little like Nerf gun thing on his shoulder. And he turned and looked at a stack of cups, and the Nerf gun turned with his head and shot it. I was like, yeah, we're gonna need a lot of that shit.
Yeah. Can you turn my Nerf gun into an EMP though?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, make it move with my fucking eyeballs. That would be great. That would be great.
Hopefully there's one company out there that's like, I think humans are going to need this shit. Let's go and start producing it.
And mass drop them into fucking neighborhoods like they did in Vietnam.
Yeah. They're like, all right, well, if y'all want to stand a chance against that fucking army of robots coming up the hill, you might want to put this shit on. Well, we'll see. Fuck it. Either way, I'm just going to keep slanging jokes and eating tacos until, the
Just
bitter
drop
end.
fucking helmet controlled EMP in crates like you fucking did M16s out of fucking helicopters. Yeah. That'd be great.
Did you see that thing Kawasaki made? It's like a fucking robotic, fucking like a robotic
horse, dog, lion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, thinking of a AI generated robot navigating that, it's pretty fucked up. But humans having access to shit like that might, that maybe Kawasaki's like, I'm gonna give humans a chance here.
It better not be AI control, because if it's AI control, it's gonna buck your ass off while you going down a mountain ridge.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is the time where the super hackers really need to be on their game.
Oh man, where's Anonymous when you need them?
Yeah, honestly, the past, I don't know what, since 2015. Where have they been at? You're telling me that they can't get a hold of, I don't know, Epstein files, redacted names? They can't, none of that? Like, those dudes are fucking worthless.
A lot of anonymous members went underground. Like deep underground, the dark web underground.
Well, hopefully they're cooking something up, because if
Hey, you
not,
know what's fucked up? I know how. I know how to get to a computer. I know how to get to the dark web, but there is no amount of fucked up in me that's gonna make me do it. I know how to get to the dark web, but I am never. I'm never gonna do it.
I'm not going to lie to you. I've always wanted to take a peek. But I tell you how untech savvy my dumb ass is. One day I thought about it, and I was like, I want to get on the dark web and I want to buy some weed or something. I don't know what I want to do, something stupid. And you know how I was going to figure it out? I was going to Google, how do I get on the dark web? I was like, that's probably not a good.
Don't do that.
I was like, that's probably a terrible idea. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah. You could easily stumble upon it in like a Reddit in a Reddit post. You know what I'm saying? But don't Google it.
Yeah. I was like, ask Jeeves, how do I get on the dark web? Like I said, as soon as the thought hit my mind, I was like, yeah, it's probably not going to go my way. Next thing I know, a helicopter's over my house.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
You gonna ask the AI generated.
I'll be in a fucking undisclosed location. Like, so what were you going to do on the dark web? My weed man wouldn't answer the phone, bro. If you want to know the truth, it's all I was trying to do. I heard they'll mail it to you.
Fuck. Oh man. But it's tempting though. I thought about it too. I ain't gonna lie. I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I just want to see.
The funny thing is, I don't even want to see like the heinous, crazy, like murder shit or whatever the fuck. All like the real weird shit.
No,
I wanted to get on there and just see people be able to like freely talk about shit that gets scrubbed nowadays. That's really what I was interested in.
On the dark web, like everything's on the dark web.
That's all. That's all I wanted to see.
Motherfuckers is trading stock secrets on the like. The shit that you can't say in public, motherfuckers just say about the stock markets and stock market trading. Yeah, they doing all that type shit on there. Plus, drugs, selling drugs and all that. But yeah,
I literally just wanted to. I really wanted it to be like YouTube when it first came out. You know what I mean? Like when you could just find any fucking thing on there.
Boy, MySpace, how MySpace was. MySpace was so dope back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't even want to really do anything too nefarious. I just wanted freedom of the internet back.
Yeah.
Which, of course, I'd imagine once I was on there, I'd probably do some nefarious shit. Like, so who chopped whose head off? Let's watch this video. Oh, shit, man. Well, you know. Maybe one day I'll get on Reddit and figure it out.
I think if AI keeps on going with the advancements that it's going, I think we're gonna all have to. For real.
Yeah.
Man, but I gotta get up out of here, bro.
All good, my friend. Well, it's always a pleasure riding with you, bro.
I appreciate you doing so, man. For real. Until next time, man. We're gonna do an update on this one. For real, because like I said, it's only going to advance. The information is going to advance. The reporting about it's going to advance. You're definitely going to see job layoffs due to AI. That's a fact. That's not just me speaking opinion. Just pay attention to the news. Pay attention to the advancement of AI and robotics, and pay attention to the fucking restaurants, your fast food restaurants going fully fucking automated. Duh.
Yeah. And rule of thumb in this game, as me and you both know, just for anybody who possibly is listening this deep into the pod, when people like Bernie Sanders and Cortez are already getting on TV talking about this shit and how bad it could be, that just means it's going to be that bad or worse.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders don't get up there and talk about the displacement of jobs unless there's going to be displacement of jobs. That's just that's just a little inside baseball for anybody who doesn't already know how this shit works with them and their sigil magic.
Touche.
Yeah. But either way, man, get you some rest, bro. I know you got to work shit tomorrow, man, and we'll ride again. And I'll let you know. I'll let you know about that Sunday show once I get it all figured out.
That's a bet.
All right, love you, bro.
Love you, bro.
Later, man.
One. So it is what it is. Gotta do it. There's so many aspects that you can touch on when it comes to these data centers and how it will affect our society and society worldwide, geopolitically and geoeconomically, especially when it comes to what it's going to do to jobs. What is robotics going to do to security apparatuses, military apparatuses? You know what I'm saying? I think that's a major concern to humanity. I've never thought that we would be in a time where we could actually see the advent of Terminator as an application. Terminator. For real. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, you can call me the motherfucking doom scroller, mad conspiracy theorist. Fuck all that. The truth is, this shit is scary. Pay the fuck attention. That'll do it. I am Irk the Nerve, aka Mr. Somebody. Everybody's somebody. Somebody gotta say this shit.